Alrighty, good morning. It's gonna shuffle up and we'll get right to it. It's 11. I wanted to try to start earlier today, but after waking up, having some breakfast, setting things up, it's already 11. We'll just see how it goes. See what the world has to offer us. That would be funny. I did have a reading last night that the first card was the world. Alright, let's take a look at the time chart. 8:45, we'll say. Okay, welcome back, everybody. You gotta be working off the queue today again. And for our first user that we have is Vaporeon Lorekeeper. So Vaporeon Lorekeeper, I do a 5-card spread. Just takes a look at you, what's going on with you, your story, your script, and we just see where it goes and unfolds. So the first card is very straightforward. It's just like the beginning. So we just draw that, and we get Justice featuring the Magpie or Magpie. PA. Yeah, I'm gonna say Magpie. So let me pull up Justice. It means fairness, compromises. You have ideas, you want to create visions, you have places to go and see and be. Forgiveness, apology, ups and downs. Fairness, law, truth. Harmony, accountability, choices, creating a vision, making decisions. Agreements, apology, gray area, the law, fairness, the truth. Here it talks about maybe you have ideas you want to do all the things, you want to help people, community, help you grow, you help them. But you got to make choices because maybe you can't do all the things, you can't please everybody. But also you want to be held accountable for your actions. You want to just show people that you're being fair and true and honest, and more importantly, you're being genuine. Talks about harmony. So creating this nice vision, you're getting along with people. People can count on you. You can count on others. Talks about fairness. So you want to make sure everyone gets their fair share. No one's screwing each other over. It's like you're creating like a perfect world. Also talks about apology. So maybe you've done some bad things in the past, or maybe you just feel remorseful, but you want to do better. You want to move on. You want to grow. You don't want to say lie to yourself or others or trick yourself, be like the world is wrong, I'm perfect, or anything like that. That's about gray area, so there'll be a lot of interpretation and just things going on. But it's just the first card, so we're going to move on to the second card, which represents the obstacle. The obstacle is played in reverse, and reverse cards have alternate meanings. This card can literally be an obstacle in your way, bump in the road, a really steep hill you have to climb or hurdle, being cock-blocked, a difficult raid boss, what have you. And we get Queen of Wands featuring a chicken. So it's going to look like that. We're going to go to Wands now and take a look at the Queen of Wands. Alrighty, Queen of Wands. Courage, confident, determined is what it normally kind of means. But in reverse, it's going to maybe have warnings or other things we need to pay attention to. Egotistical, jealous, competitive, envious, moody, manipulative, dominating, disorganized, irritated. So, whoo-wee. Things are looking good. Maybe the choices you made led you to this pitfall. Maybe trying to one-up people. Maybe you've been shamed by others or burned by others, and now you have a sense of need to prove yourself to others. Literally, like someone bumps into you and you're like, you think you're better than me? And they're like, what are you talking about? And you're like, no, it's better than me. Talks about being envious and jealous. So maybe you feel like your peers or friends or other people are achieving more than you, doing more, and somehow it's making you feel worthless or like you're not doing enough. But now you're getting a little resentful. Everyone does everything at their own pace. There's luck involved, RNG, everything. Talks about being moody, so of course you're going to be a little irritable. Hence, you think you're better than me. Talks about being manipulative and dominating. So maybe since you're in this little rut, you feel the need to have power, and what a better way to do that than manipulate and dominate people and gaslight them or something. But hopefully not. But all these things or negative emotions and stuff can come from maybe things not going your way, failing, or just not, essentially, so for some people, not being where you want to be in life or where you thought you would be or what you would have achieved. But hopefully this is you're in this rut, I'm very sorry. Or maybe hopefully this is also a warning saying, hey, don't get burned out, don't take on more you can chew. Everyone goes at their own pace, so don't fall into this trap. Like if you fall off the nice, cool path, you can be swallowed up by all this negative shit. So hopefully you're not in there, and if you are, maybe you can work your way out. Just take a step back and breathe, replan, reevaluate your friends and family and things in life. What's more meaningful to you, to pursue more happiness and things that you find cool, to a point where you're not envious anymore. Just it is what it is. You go with the flow, you're happy, you're doing your thing. Hopefully we get through that and everything, and that leads us to the third card, which is going to represent positive influences. We get 5 of Cups featuring the Corgi. Look at that guy. So we pull up Cups and we get 5. 5 of Corgis. Regret. Pessimism. Moving on. New phase. A loss. Waiting for resolutions. Transformation. Past hurts. Sorrow. Regret. Ending relationships. Failure and blame. So this one, you're still hurt and sad from the previous stuff. Losses are happening. Relationships, friendships are ending. People around you are more distant, or maybe you did something to push people away, or maybe you're also just tired of people's shit, and then you're like, you know what, I'm trimming the fat, I'm weeding out those kind of people or toxic people because I don't want that toxicity in my life. So it's like more, and then regret. So maybe you do miss some of the friendships that to better yourself, you have to move on and foster the more meaningful friendships and relationships, or even hobbies and passions in your life. It talks about pessimism, so you're obviously more skeptical and realistic. It's just more on guard and down, or you say your expectations lower, so people or things fail you, you're not, say, shocked or surprisingly disappointed. You're like, yep, saw that coming, or yep, there was a chance that could happen. So you're never,
enjoy your stay.
The past hurts, so people burn you, and thank you for the follow. I'm alright, just got started a little late today. But I'm just doing a reading off the queue right now. I have a pinned message if anyone's interested in a reading. Subscribers can get 1 reading per stream. If not, you can redeem it with channel points or tipping and sharing or whatever. But if not, just sit back and relax and have fun, and even lurk if you want or chat if you want to. But how are you doing? Don't try to say my name. Well, that's kind of hard because you have a name. So now I'm going to click it. I'll just say Kara. Even though it looks like Karai, but I'll just say Kara. But thank you for the follow. So with this card, you're trimming the fat, you're looking back, you're regretting, you're cutting out the unnecessary baggages or emotional baggages of your life, physical, maybe hobbies or expectations of others of you. You want to just drop the bags of dirt. And through this process of being down and reevaluating, trimming, getting rid of stuff, transformation, maybe you're like, you know what, this is what I want to focus my life on. These are the people I love and care about. I want to focus on them. These are the people I want to help out. You're really downsizing, but in a good way, I guess, if that makes any sense. And you're gonna feel like maybe a failure because you could have held on or fostered the friendships more, but maybe just wasn't meant to be. And some blame goes around. Maybe you start blaming others, or others blame you. But either way, you're just like almost like frustrated. You're trimming everything and not starting over necessarily, but you're just like, you know what? I need more moving on, but you got to foster and pay attention and care more about the things you want to do in life and people you're passionate about and your own hobbies and passions and hopes and dreams. So with that, we're going to get to the near future. We're just going to fast forward a little bit and see where you're at in all of this. And we get the 10 of Swords featuring the black cat, and he looks very sad. He's out in the rain and he's wet. So let me get to Swords. Ten of Swords, wounds, loss, endings, crisis. Repeating patterns, stuck in old patterns, cycles ending, feeling defeated, change, time to let go, negative thinking, lost, wounds, and pain. So this, oh my god, almost reflects on the last card, because the last card talked about loss, wounds, and pain, and negative thinking. And just more reinforcement of that. But I think the biggest thing about this card is repeating patterns and being stuck in patterns. So it's like you got to break the cycle. Or like, have you ever played some games? You want to break the cycle so you can proceed with the game, or those movies that are in a constant loop, like Groundhog Day or 1201, where the person wakes up or whatever. It's the same day, and they slowly start to realize they're stuck on the same day for whatever reason. Oh, that episode of Space Dandy, the day kept repeating, and they were stuck on the same day. This feeling defeated, so maybe you tried hard to break this cycle, but you always end up finding yourself kind of stuck or repeating the same things, even though you're not doing it on purpose. It's playing out that way. It's going to lead to negative thinking because you're like, no matter how much I try, it's never going to be good enough or please others or even yourself. Talks about wounds and pain, so maybe again more stuff from the past coming to bite you in the ass, old friendships or people getting mad at you, taking advantage of you, or maybe just past trauma or being reminded of the harsh times before, and you just want to kind of cleanse yourself, purge yourself, and move on from that. But it's hard to, shake it off, I guess, and get through it. At least the good thing with this is it's a cycle's ending. So maybe you've been stuck in this limbo for long enough, and now you can break the cycle because it also talks about change. So you're aware and wake up and know enough that major change needs to happen in order to break these cycles, and you're putting things to rest. You're like, I don't want to repeat this anymore. I want to move on. I want to live life. I want to do things. I have even less time. You have even less time to do stuff. But it's just really got to work hard and break the cycle. Maybe you were meant to suffer and reflect on stuff a little longer before you can fully purge it and let go and move on. Yes, you're welcome to get a reading with channel points, or if you're subscribed. If not, just chill back and enjoy the, I guess, semi-podcast, talk radio, whatever, however you want to call it, just chatting. But yes, you have even more sorrow coming up, but at least this is more of a turning point because you might feel in crisis mode. You're like, oh shit, things are just constantly not working out. Is it me? What am I doing? You maybe even try to change yourself for the sake of others, but it's more like you should change yourself for your own sake, not to please others or appear a certain way or how others or society wants you to act and behave. Like your own personal transformation and changing, but because you genuinely want to better yourself and stuff, not just out of fear, like more like out of necessity, but more for your own like spiritual growth. So with that, we're gonna fast forward even further and get to the far future, long-term results, final raid boss, ending credits, or whatever. And we get Six of Swords featuring the Budapest Pigeon. Let's go back to Swords and go to 6 and see what's in store for you. Change, releasing, transition, letting go, better ahead, leaving a painful past, go with the flow, traveling, moving, endings, relief. I like how this card also talks about change, because the last two cards talked about change. This one is talking about leaving a painful past, and the last two cards also talked about your pains and sorrows and just, bad shit going on. Talks about ending, so you're closing those chapters, you're letting go, emotional baggage, bad friends, whatever. But the big cool thing here is better ahead, more traveling coming up, so it could be physically relocating, mentally relocating. But the biggest part of this card is the relief. Change never changes. Okay, Phoebes. But kind of talks about release. So you found yourself in a better place. You're letting go. You're keeping in mind of who and what's important to you, and you're focusing on that. You're finally reconciling with any pains or sorrows that other people caused you, or maybe unfortunate stuff that you caused them. But you're like, okay, enough's enough. So say if you felt sorry, repented, or had remorse, you're like, enough's enough. I'm moving on. Yes, these things happened. We're never going to forget that, but I can't let it hold me or hold my life hostage. Or maybe other people are trying to hold that against you and be like, oh, remember that one time you did this to me? So you got to like fucking feel bad forever. You're like, no, I've dealt with it. I grew. I learned from it. I grew, I changed, or whatever. I'm moving on. So sorry, like I did that to you. But at the same time, it's like you need to let go, or you can hold on to this emotional baggage forever if you want, but I don't have the time or energy for that negativity or pain in my life just because you're still salty about something. The good thing is a lot of relief better ahead, but whoo boy, what a freaking emotionally heavy journey that was. So now we're going to get to a bonus card, which is a oracle card, unrelated, but it's like I like to complement my reading a bit with it. And we get the body, representing harmony. Take time for self-care, cherish the things around you. People might say, oh, you're being selfish, and you're like, so? It's not the end of the world. Selfish sometimes can be a really good thing for you, depending how you use it, but just chill. So after all the journeys and stuff, you finally get some peace of mind and relax. And the people around you too will also feel that, and people might not flock to you, but be more open to you because now you're in a better spot mentally, spiritually. That I guess just better vibes. It can't be selfish if you don't take care of yourself first. God, I remember people used to get mad at me for just things I would do, like, oh, you're being selfish. I'm like, okay, is that supposed to change my mind? Or by you resorting to childish name calling on me is supposed to make me feel bad? I don't know, some people are just weird, or they think they can, like, one-up you. I don't even know why people do that, like, oh, you're just being selfish. I'm like, okay. And? Like, question mark? Like, and? Like, me indulging in, say, fucking buying a bag of gummy bears or something. People are like, oh, you're just selfish. You're just greedy. You want just candy all for yourself. I'm like, okay. I don't mind sharing it, but at the same time, it's like I'm doing my thing. Open up 5 blisters from Minnesota? What? And it makes sense, please. Please make sense. I gotta shuffle up, and then we'll get to the next reading off the list. I think I got 14 today in the queue, so hope I can do this under 3 hours because my butt's been hurting a lot from sitting. So, also need different music. Where is it? I think we need some World of Warcraft intro themes. Okay, what is the timestamp? 220, no, 27. Okay, the next reading is for Destin iOS user. Well, Destin iOS user, I do a 5-card spread, tells a little story about you, what your life's going on, what's up with you. Um, each card represents something. The first one's the singing factor, the start of your journey, or just the, we just open up the book of you and see what's going on. The second card is the obstacle. The third card is positive influences. The third card is third card positive influence. Fourth card is near future, and fifth card is long-term results. And I'll explain on the way. So first we get the Four of Swords featuring the Crow. Let's see, Phoebe's oh goodness. All right. So four swords represents rest, meditation, relax, recharge, renew. Hopefully you guys didn't hear that I sneezed and I raced to mute the mic. Rest, recharge, meditate, relax, renew, retreat, slow down. A break, regroup, withdrawal, pray, contemplate, thinking, getting away, waiting, patience. Okay, good, because it was unexpected sneeze and I raced to hit the mute button. I also sneeze loud. Okay, but this card, this is like rest, relaxation, gather yourself, retreat, think. Very positive, slow down. Like maybe you're burned out, maybe you're doing too much, maybe you're doing a lot, maybe you're taking on too many tasks, eating more than you can chew, yada, yada, yada. So this one's just like, hey, or you're burned out and you need to stop. Or this could also be like, hey, before you get to that stage of burnout, just really take a step back, think what you want to do, plan, go on a vacation. Really just do what you need to do to physically, mentally, and spiritually recharge. So you're ready to take on the world and all the tasks and everything that's coming up. A pretty restful card, like maybe you did a lot and now it's time for a break. So the second card now is going to be the obstacle. And this represents maybe something standing in your way, bump in the road, a hurdle you have to get over, or think about something like a hard raid boss or something that you can't defeat, but you have to figure out maybe the mechanics of the battle and how to get through it. Or something just literally impeding you or standing in your way that you have to overcome. So that we get the Lovers featuring the Lovebirds. But I play the obstacle card in reverse, so it's going to have alternate meanings. And it may be more of like also a warning sign. I'll be like, hey, watch out for these potential hazards. But I'll pull it up on the chart. Okay, normally the Lovers mean love, relationship, and values, and trust, and healing. The Lovers in reverse, yep. So in reverse, it's going to have these meanings instead. Bad choices, partnerships ending, freedom, lack of commitment, fear of commitment, marital issues, dishonest, disagreements, and indecisive. So maybe you did all the things, you got burned out, you rest and recharge, but you've been making bad or poor choices, so you feel a little lost and confused. You're being dishonest with others or yourself. Or it could be that others expect too much of you, and instead of saying, or be like, hey, I'm not really into this, or I'm not jamming or vibing with this, you feel like you're obligated to do these things that others set these expectations of for you to do, but you're not feeling it. It's not deep down what you want to do. So you're doing it almost like to please others or for the sake of completing the task, but your heart's not fully in it, or maybe your interests are elsewhere. So the thing you're currently doing isn't really on your mind as much. You don't feel good about it. You're like, yeah, I'm doing it, but that's it. Talks about disagreements. So maybe you do voice your opinion of what you want to do, but others are not having it. And now there's like arguments to be like, no, you should do this, even though you're into that. Or maybe it's frowned upon what you want to do. I don't know. And others just don't approve of it. It can also be also card talks about being indecisive. So maybe you have multiple options. Maybe you don't know what to do. Maybe you want to explore more what your options are, but you just don't know what to do or where to go, because also maybe you're not sure of the things you want to do, but you know what you don't want to do. So it's a lot of exploration and trial and error, if you will. Talks about freedom. So maybe or first let's see, talk about partnerships ending. So maybe friendships, business, whatever, relationships ending causes that sense of freedom because you're like, phew, this gig or this task is over. Now I can just think about what I actually want to do or what I'm more passionate about. But the card also talks about lack of commitment and fear of commitment because maybe you spent so much time on these things you don't really care for that you're afraid to go into something else because you know the commitment and time and dedication or hard work it might take. So you might be a little reluctant to, you know, try other things because it's also eating up your time. So it's like you really got to stop and think what do you want to do, where you're going, how can you exist, how can you cope, what will make you flourish, what are you passionate about. So I feel like a reevaluation card. So with that, we get the third card coming up, which is going to be positive influences. And we get Six of Swords, which came up last reading, but let's go back and take a quick gander again at it. Once it loads, of course. You know, isn't it funny? Even with all the shuffling, it's still... Hey, this looks different. Did I... Oh, that's wands I collect. Oh, I want swords, my good man. Six of S words. Okay. Six of Swords. Change, releasing, transition, letting go, better ahead, leaving a painful past, going or go with the flow, traveling, moving, endings, and relief. So leaving a painful past, maybe you basically, like in anime, scream shut up and then everything around you shattered. You purged a bit, you released, you let go of the bad, what binds you. You know you want change. You may not know what's change you want, but you want more from the world. You want to experience more. Like how the card talks about traveling and moving, because maybe relocations in your future. It could be anything as a new, even just a vacation. It could be moving for like university. It could be moving for a new job, or maybe you met someone you want to live together and move, but just general travel. So that's pretty cool. It talks about better ahead, going with the flow. So you're not fighting stuff as much anymore. Things are happening more organically. You're happier. Maybe you found a thing or things you want to do or focus your energy on. And then that's naturally making you happier and just, you know, more of a free spirit. I like how it says letting go of a painful past. So whatever burdens you had before, you're like, ugh, I'm done with it. I'm shaking it off. Goodbye, burdens of the past or demons of the past. And the big thing is just relief. So you're feeling good. Your change is happening, and you're just see where things go. So with that, we're going to fast forward with some bleeps and bloops and get to the fourth card, which is the near future, just to see what's going on. And we have the Knight of Pentacles featuring the red panda. And I forgot the third card of the swords was represented by the Budapest pigeons. So let's go to Pentacles and go to Knight. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles. Hard work, productive, perfectionist. Good things take time. You know your value. Go for the treasure. Progress. New experiences ahead. Patience, security, planning, productive, and loyal. So you might have found something along your way that you're really into and you want to nurture more, get into more, be more proficient at it, master it. Could be hobbies, passions, crafting, people, just anything. But I like how it says good things take time. You're productive. You're hardworking. You're planning good. So you have an idea of what you want to do. Now you got to execute it. But you don't want to rush into it and say waste your time. So whatever it is you're fostering, you really care about. You're into it. Could be like I want to do this the rest of my life, or just something you want to pursue now. Talks about having security and good progress, knowing your value. So you bring stuff to the table. People might try to undermine you, but you're like, no, I know my worth. But more like as a person, not like you have a price tag over your head, but maybe, you know, you won't do, say, settle for underpaying gigs or jobs. You will sell yourself good for, say, like promotions. Like you're putting yourself out there. You're just letting the world No, I'm worth it. Love me, don't judge me. I like how it talks about progress, so things are going in a very good direction. Let's talk about being a perfectionist, so maybe you want everything to be just right, so you're going to spend extra time on whatever you do to ensure that, you know, things are more to your liking and less mistakes happen, maybe. I would say maybe overly cautious might be a word for it. Yeah, don't work for free. Though in my case and other people's cases, like with artists, we take underpaying jobs for the sake of getting the job or the gig. That only that's not lucrative. It's not sustainable. Yeah, you get the guaranteed business, but then if you ever have to raise your prices, people are like, "What the hell's your problem?" Or they're like, "Who do you think you are? You think you're better than me?" So your customers and audience or what whomever also have to respect you. But yeah, just don't let people take unfair advantage of you, I would say. And like how it says new experiences ahead. So even things you don't have in mind are going to fall into your lap, and it's just going to be a big world of discovery, would be a good way to say it. And it talks about being loyal. Again, you choose who you are loyal to. It's not ever out of obligation, or if you're being extra or more loyal to someone or a group or whomever, it's because you want to, not because you're forced to or you're obligated to. So with that, we're going to fast forward even a little bit more and go to the far future, long-term results, end game, final boss, ending credits, whatever, and we get the Ace of Pentacles featuring the Palawan Peacock Pheasant. So we'll jump right to that. Alrighty, manifesting, abundance, lack of planning, gifts, talents, financial improvements, prosperity, achievement, marital success, promotion, fertility, good things, manifesting, good investments. So really like this one because things are coming together. I like how it says lack of planning because things are happening naturally, going with the flow. Things are just falling into your lap, but things are just happening to line up good. And you're getting good success and fortune out of it, maybe more driven by your passion and ideas and your hard work rather than, like say, saving up money, working up endlessly tired, working endlessly and getting tired. It's just more like, hey, this is happening, cool. Just things are happening, things are coming together very organically. And I just like how it says achievements, promotions. So it could be job, it could be you completing tasks, it could be even you just on your own hobbies. Big thing is you're manifesting the things, you're bringing into reality, you are creating, you are bringing things into the world, things you're passionate about, you're doing the things you want to do, things that have meaning for you. And you're using your talents, of course, to fuel that, which is very good. Good investments, so and good financial gains and improvements. So maybe you're at a better spot now. You're thinking of actually investing in potential businesses, stock markets, or even people, or maybe other people you want to help support, such as like artists, musicians, crafters. Maybe you remember the troubles you had along the way, and you're like, "Oh man, it would have been cool if I had that kind of support." Or you just maybe remember how cool it was to help others and get help. So now you're in a better position. You are also ready to invest in people if you want to and see what their hopes and dreams can turn into. So very cool overall way. It started out a little rough, but then it just progressively got better. And now we're going to get to the bonus oracle card, which is just a cherry on top, fortune cookie, extra bonus, what have you, complimentary, complement, I guess, to the reading, but independent. And we get the boar, which represents wild spirit. So you're a free and wild spirit. Go for the goal. You may not be destined for the typical conventional lifestyle. So maybe you have different ideas, different way of being, but you can't be bound by society's bullshit expectations of you. I hope you like that. Sorry. Hope you like that, Destin iOS user. That one is pretty cool. Well, all cool in their own ways, but it's like a story. Every reading's like a different story, and see how it plays out. See the woes. See how it all turns out. Man, I could really use a hug right now. Some hot food. I had Reese's Pops for breakfast with a banana and strawberries. It's good and all, just I probably should have taken the time to cook eggs. Something about a hot meal that just warms up the soul. Or maybe I just like eggs. Probably that, I just like eggs. Dinner, I'm gonna make cheeseburgers. I was gonna do it yesterday, but I was so tired and weak from work. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna get me and the family some Chipotle. I got a payout from Twitch, so I'm like, ooh, that's dinner tonight. Let's go. And Chipotle had a coupon or something, buy one burrito bowl, get one free. So I was like, cool. For like 35 bucks, it could feed me, my sister, and my niece. It's a little more like to spend, but at least it was more reasonable than how it would have been normally. Kind of healthy, Phoebe says. I had mashed potatoes for breakfast, but third shift breakfast is different. Do you at least eat things you enjoy? I hope it's not too rough on you. Okay, time starts 44:10. Okay, this reading is for Focused Laser Beam. So, Focused Laser Beam, I do a 5-card spread, tells a story about you, reads your script, your story, or if you're playing a video game, we just turn on the game and see where it goes. So, and I'll explain on the way, so never worry. So, the first card we get for you is the Wheel of Fortune, featuring the Cloud Rat. Don't let the looks fool you. It may look like a cat or lemur, but it is called a cloud rat. And if anyone's familiar with tarot cards, the Wheel of Fortune is very positive. Ending cycles, starting cycles, a lot of opportunities, doors opening, success, fortune, good luck. I like how it's ending cycles as well, like closing old chapters and starting new. Good luck, life cycles, turning point, good change, good luck, opportunity, progress, doors opening, ending of a phase, starting of a phase, improvements, choices, forward momentum. So maybe, I don't know what happened previously or what's going on, but you feel energized. The world is your oyster. You're maybe doing new things, meeting new people, friends, families, relationships, maybe new jobs, maybe new just general opportunities. And you have many doors opening for you and things you want to do. So you have all the options. You have option selects. You're thinking, do I want to do this? Can I do that? You want to do all the things, and you're able to do all the things. But now you have to choose which ones you want to do and focus on. But at least it's cool that you are allowed or enabled to have these opportunities to do things and choose. And things have been going pretty swell for you. So now you're like, maybe you just finished, say, a task or a contract work or something, or even schooling, whatever, and you're like, that was good. Now I want on to the next thing. But you're not rushing into it. You feel satisfied and content. Even if you failed or succeeded, you're like, okay, this was good. I want more. I want to do more. I want to keep going. And, very forward momentum, good, positive vibe card. Now we're going to get to the second card, which represents the obstacle. And this is where things go a little brrr. Things are going to... Cards, or first of all, tarot cards are going to be played in reverse in this position. And reverse cards have alternate meanings. So it could be a warning. It could be difficult boss ahead, bump in the road, literally an obstacle. Maybe the bridge is broken and you got to figure out how to get to the other side. Cock block, difficult raid boss, you name it. And we get the 9 of Swords featuring the Harbor Seal. But it's going to look like this. So let me pull that up. 9 of Swords. Let's go. If I can get there. 9. Okay, 9 of Swords usually means worry, fear, and anxiety and stressed out. But it's in reverse, so it's going to mean nightmares ending, Hopeful, good news, trust, worry is over, healing time, better future, secrets, and anxiety released. So this one, the Nine of Swords itself feels like a reverse card because all the other meanings are very not negative, but like bad, sad, blah blah blah. But since this is in reverse, it's like almost like you got a freebie good card, or almost like you're playing Monopoly. Go to Fifth Avenue, you do pass go, and you do collect 500 or $200. So maybe things you're doing before, you had nightmares, you're stuck in turmoil, but those are coming to an end. All the stress and anxiety is just falling off of you because you're doing more of what you want in life and feel good. Better futures ahead, healing time. Worry is over. Maybe you're just going for the goal. You're not going to worry about, could be anything, a job, your skills, your self-doubt, or what others think of you. Good thing is you're hopeful about the future. Good news is coming. You're building trust with people, even trust in yourself. And I also like how it talks about secrets. So maybe you discovered something about yourself you didn't know, and it was like showing you the way, or maybe you want to embrace it and you didn't, or secrets about yourself you didn't know how to process, but now you're confident and comfortable with yourself, or whatever these things may be. So any obstacle here just might be, hey, life's rough, but you're getting through it just fine. So this upside down or reverse Nine of Swords, really positive, and almost like no obstacle at all. The third card is going to represent positive influences. And we get Five of Pentacles featuring the Munchkin Cat. So this is funny because this card is kind of very sad or negative or however you want to look at it. But since the obstacle was very positive, maybe this is where the true obstacle comes in the positive influence section. This card means lack mentality, worry and poverty, loss, difficulties, depression, no faith, health problems, cold, alone. So very funny because the last card talked about worry is over, things are looking up, but now it's saying there's a lack of something, your worries, difficulties, and woes are ahead, property and poverty, so maybe financial loss, some bad stuff, maybe money loss, maybe you had to relocate, couldn't afford something, or maybe you got sick and then you fell behind on the bills. Now it talks about no faith and depression because now, things are looking so up, but now why are things suddenly so down? And then you just feel like, down in the dumps, and then you have no faith anymore because the first two cards are talking about having good faith in the future, what you were doing. You're having potential health problems, you're cold, you're alone, maybe you're isolating yourself from people, or people are leaving you, or maybe because things aren't going good, people are seeing a side of you of worry that they didn't know how to express or how to comprehend, I should say. Or maybe like or maybe you're finding out who your true friends are and people are abandoning you, so you feel very alone because just because you had a little difficulty, people betray you or ditch you, which in my opinion isn't cool. So now you just very poor me victim almost. But it's really funny because again, it's in the positive influence position. So maybe the only thing is that being alone in this case is that those toxic people are out of your life, hopefully. So it's almost like trying to find a silver lining here. And that'd be the biggest thing, is just that people hitting you, I guess, while you're down, and then you're like, this ain't cool, man. But a very interesting reading. So now we're just going to fast forward a little bit to go to the near future and see how everything's going. Things got better, worse, if you're stuck somewhere or something new's happening. And we got the Three of Wands featuring the blue-eyed Lucy Ball Python. So this is a not very good card, but generally a good card. So it's hopeful. I'm confident that you're breaking out of that troubling cycling that was going on for you. Or the unexpected woes, I should say. Let's see. Phoebe said overdraft fees. Ugh. Overdraft fees suck, man. Alrighty. Three of Wands. Overseas opportunities, progress, and prediction. Success, new opportunities. Setting goals. New ideas. News coming. Good advice. Ships coming in. travel, hopeful, future visions, expansion. So good thing you got out of that rut. But I like how it says new opportunities or good advice. You're hopeful again because the early cards will talk about having hope and faith. Then you lost faith and hope, but now it's back. New ideas are coming to you, new goals. So this is like a forward momentum card that you overcome that bullshit, if you will. You're stronger for it. You're better for it now. You got stability back. You're back to progressing and getting forward momentum. You're even becoming successful again. It says travels potentially in the air for you. It could be vacations. It could be relocating, new place to live. Maybe going somewhere to train or learn or like school or work. It says news is coming. Ships coming in. So a lot of growth. And the card talks about expansion, which is cool because now you want to do more. Things are coming to you, maybe where you're living, the areas, it's bearing, everything's like starting to bear fruit now. And you're overseeing opportunities, so you're keeping an eye out for things, maybe things you might have been blind to before, but now they're kind of on your radar. And I like how it says future visions and a lot of new ideas. So you have plans for the future. Things are looking pretty good now, and you're like, I can do better, but not in the sense of better or worse. Like I can do more. You can see things falling into place. You can see the expansion and growth of everything. So that's pretty cool. So now we're going to get to the far future, long-term results, end game, ending credits, maybe final boss or final dungeon or final challenge. And we get the Tower featuring a fawn. So very exciting card because this could potentially be like a cliffhanger ending to like a TV show, like to be continued. Find out next season. But whenever I see the Tower, I get really excited. All right, change, chaos, awakening. Blow up who you thought you were. Time to clear things. Shock, major transformation. Letting go of what binds you. Unavoidable change. Surprises. Liberation, a new job, loss, change. So change is coming whether you like it or not, or ready or not, I should say. Talks about potential new job or opportunities or maybe a new gig. You're letting go of what binds you, what other people may expect of you. Stop caring what other people think, or maybe being shackled by burdens of the past or trauma or emotional baggage. You're just like, fuck it. I'm done letting those things control my life or holding me back. So blowing up who you thought you were. So maybe new you, maybe you've been acting a certain way, or maybe now you're just filled with confidence and joy, and it's like the new you is happy and the new you is amazing and the new you is here to stay, whether people like it or not. Time to clear things. So maybe like things shattered, and now you're picking up the pieces, but you're also sweeping them and throwing them out. You're not saving and holding on to garbage in a sense. Talks about shock, so maybe things you didn't even expect happening are happening and awakening all at once. Major transformation, so you're just like, this is a big change and turning point for you. And the surprises, more and more is happening, good or bad, but everything is just rushing at you. It also talks about loss, so maybe you lost something that caused the change or sparked the change. It could be a loved one, a job, a gig, or even friends, but just some symbolic loss. Not necessarily financial, or it could also be financial loss or anything, but either way, everything's looking up. And it's just really cool because the thing started out great, amazing, then it got really hard, and then they start looking up again, and now at the very end, it's like even more to be continued greatness is happening, but we don't quite know what's up yet. I think that was really cool. Really, I don't know, I just love seeing the Tower. And now we're going to do a bonus Oracle card for you, which complements the reading. It's independent. I'm using an Oracle card deck. Positive encouragement, and it's the dog, which represents loyalty. So you choose who you're loyal to. People earn your loyalty, but you also give it. It's not, people take it for granted, but you choose who you're loyal to, and we all have a right to choose our loyalty. This could be with people, lovers, even our passions and hobbies, or even our jobs. We choose to be loyal because we want to. We feel comfortable and confident and caring. So, focused laser beam. I hope that was cool for you. This is a really cool reading. Just when the tower pops up, it's like, for me, it's excitement. Let's see. Phoebe says the tower is walking on a frozen lake. The ice can give, and the faith you had in your steps can be questioned. I don't know, Phoebe. Sounds like you can use some of the tower. Well, I guess it's also on perspective. It's good or bad. Some people see it as being bad or good, you know, but to me, I see the tower as excitement. At least the meanings behind it is just really cool. Shuffle and get on right to the next. I don't know if I should make tacos tonight or burgers. If I make tacos, I have to go out and get more ingredients. I think I have just enough to do burgers, but also taco meat is easier to make. The burger patties are easy too, but then I have to make the patties and you get your hands all greasy. And since the meat is cold, it's really hard to wash off the grease and fat from the raw meat off your hands. Yes, you can, Phoebes. Absolutely. For science. And just quickly put it on the spreadsheet for myself for my own reference. Okay, Phoebes. Let's roll 5940. Since you already know the spiel, I will get right to it. Just one more quick shuffle. Okay. The start of your journey, your book. We're just seeing what's going on with you right now. And so we get the world featuring the red panda. Look at that little happy little motherfucker. So you're a king of the world right now. The world is your oyster. Things are ending. Things are beginning. Things are going good. But let me just read the card. Possibilities, travel, completion. Completing things. Time to end something. Start something new. Seeing a bigger picture. Ending cycles. A new world. Ending old chapters. Making it after all. New cycles. Conclusion. Fulfillment. Reaching a goal. Success. Best outcome. Travel. Fresh start. Yeah, I know, right? Totally not what we talked about. But anyway, closing a lot of old chapters, ending stuff, completing things, leaving shit behind, maybe emotional baggage, could be job, work, friends, family, but you're completing, you're starting new, you're in a better position than you were before. You're seeing maybe things differently now, almost like the song, I can see clearly now. But the good thing is it talks about conclusion, so things are wrapping up, new openings and beginnings and opportunities are coming. It's talking about success. I like how it says travel because maybe you'll relocate, you'll travel, see the world. For me, that involves, I guess, I like traveling, but mostly for conventions. It's always a blast. You meet people, you do new things, you experience, have new experiences, fun. Just, seeing the world. So travel might be in your future, near future, and then also talks about fresh starts. So maybe you relocated, new job somewhere, new beginning, friendships, partnerships, new family, just something you like, this is great. And like you just step outside, you have a breath of fresh air. Or be like Chimera finally getting out of the insane asylum and straitjacket, and then for the first time in ages, she steps outside, she gets released, and she smells the fresh air and just loves the freedom. I just like how it says ending a lot of old chapters, leaving emotional baggage behind, saying bye bye, or I'm done playing this game, I'm done reading this book, I'm done with this bullshit. So, very, I would say, powerful and embiggening, empowering, emboldened start But now with the second card being the obstacle, where it's in reverse, it may be calling to things you need to pay attention to, or potential warnings, or just, hey, watch out. So this is where things kind of get spicy. And with that, we get the Five of Swords, featuring an anglerfish. So normally this card is kind of, I would say, negative or worrisome, but it's in reverse, so I'm actually curious to see what it says. I don't think I got this one in reverse for a while. Five of Swords. Let's go. Hey, being awake. So, okay, this one. Five of Swords normally means competition, insecure, disagreements, betrayal. But when it's in reverse, it means defeat, victim, resentment, unfair, dishonest, failure, reconcile. So maybe you were too much of a go-getter, maybe getting too ahead of yourself. But you feel defeated and victimized, or you just, you feel down in the dumps because maybe you're trying to better yourself or get out of a situation, but it's not quite working out. Or maybe it could be even like at your job or something that you and your peers, you didn't get promoted, even though you, on paper, and showed that you are deserving of, say, this position. They passed and went with someone else, or it could be friends and family just betraying you, and hence the resentment. It talks about being dishonest. That could be you being dishonest with yourself or the situation, or dishonest to others, and being unfair because maybe desperate situation, maybe you're unfairly thrown or born into a situation and it's hard to get out of. It says failure, so maybe you tried something, it didn't work out, and now you just feel down in the dumps. Failing's not the end of the world because, depending on what it is, failing might be a good thing. You learn from it, you try again so you can succeed. So fail, fail, and fail again. But it also says reconcile, so maybe you're owning up to your mistakes and failures, or that things didn't work out. You're not perfect, the world's not perfect, you're not expecting perfection from anyone. So a lot of, but just defeat and victim. So maybe you're just getting beat up emotionally, or other people keeping you down, bringing you down. I'm really sorry about that. Let's see. Phoebe says both are true, but I am far from being dishonest. Or it could be others being dishonest to you, or maybe you're lying to yourself about something, or like maybe people are like, "Oh, just it'll end soon," or I gotta stick with it. But it does talk about reconcile. So at some point within all this, you do clear your head, and you're like, "No, it is what it is. It may suck it happened, but I need to move on and grow, and or try again, or keep going. I can't stop here." It's almost like a little wake up call, and or a warning, or heed the warning. But we'll see how this goes. And then now we go to the third card, which is positive influences. So hopefully you got through that, worked things out. If you fell into a rut or pit, you got out of it. You woke up, you snapped out of it. And that's where we get 10 of Cups, featuring the bearded dragon. Let's go to 10 of Cups. Where are you, Cups? 10. Alrighty. Harmony, love, happy relationship. Dreams come true, togetherness, bliss, happiness, love, relationships, harmony, trust, security, hopeful, celebration, gratitude. So, pretty good stuff. So right now, maybe through those rough times, you worked it out and you got through it, and you moved, new job, new people, new friends, new hobbies, new passions, new pursuit. Maybe doors open for you, and now things are looking good. Maybe you met someone, maybe enough to move in with them, or possibly get into a serious relationship with them, maybe even marriage, maybe possibly even children. But I think the big part about this is the trust and security that whomever you're with and trust, whomever you're with or live with, either friends, family, etc., there's a good organic form bond trust. Not like, not you're lying to someone, you're pretending. No, everyone's honest. It's causing the happiness. You're now able to achieve more of what you want to do in life, hence the dreams come true, maybe hobbies or passions, or even work. There's something you want to focus more on, but now you're surrounded by people or a person, so you're not technically doing it alone. Either you have that support, either emotional, spiritual, financial support, or also you support the other person and you want to help them with their hopes and dreams. So almost like you, like a union or just general togetherness, friends, good vibes. Good, oh, that's it. Good company. And you have gratitude because you remember how much of a hard, rough journey you had to get here. That, of course, it's going to look nice. So very good, positive influence for a positive influence card. Now we're going to fast forward a bit and get to the near future, just see how things are going. And we get the Chariot, featuring, what kind of horse is this? Arabian or Arabian horse. And the Chariot is a very determined card. You're setting goals, you progress, you're making decisions. You're strong, but let me pull up the chart. Come on, load. Okay. The Chariot, or just Chariot. Success, action, control. Picking a direction, progress, determined, courage, inner struggles, balancing emotions. Sorry, willpower. So things are looking much better. You're going in good directions. You're powerful. You have the control. You have success. It's all like coming your way. You're walking on your 2 feet, standing on your own 2 feet. But the same, and you have the courage to do these things. But the cool, and you're taking action. You're not sitting idly. Like, if I want to do something, I'm gonna go do it. But the cool thing about this card, it talks about inner struggles. So maybe your inner demons yourself, maybe not coming to terms with yourself. Maybe people aren't accepting you. Maybe you don't accept yourself. But a lot of internal stuff, literally internal struggles going on. You're trying to balance your emotions because the struggles make you don't know how to feel. You're trying to maintain your composure and also just be in control. It also talks about willpower. So maybe even though these sucky things or internal struggles and demons are happening, or maybe you have some shadow work to do, and like your inner hurt child, or maybe your hurt past self that you haven't fully reconciled with, or maybe haven't even accepted yourself. But when it's talking about balancing emotions, things are rough, things are gonna, again, you're trying to keep your composure, be on steady feet and not waver. And then you have the willpower, even if things seem scary or uncertain or just weird. Willpower and the determination to keep going and keep basically fighting for your right to exist in this world, even though it's not a competition, but like you don't want to give in because maybe if you give in, you'll go in a dark place or a rut and you may not be able to get out of it. So you want it for your own good and even for the good of people around you and the people you care about. It's like, I need to be strong. I want to be strong. I want to do the things in life. I want to pursue hobbies and passions. I want to see other people pursue hobbies and passions, but it's like also a very symbolic card of like, how can I help others if I can't help myself? Or the greatest critic of all is ourselves. Let's see. Nods. Interesting, very interesting. I think this card is focused on my anxiety. Well, don't worry, they have pills for that. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, they do have pills, but I'm not in. I mean, if people really need it, I guess, but I know nothing's easy. Phoebe says, in my case, I need to simply stop worrying about dumb remarks that do not help me. It's hard because, see, people say don't let the little things get to you, or people doing the dumb little remarks, which I get, brush it off. But at the same time, the little things make up life. And also, everyone says get over it, don't let it get to you. But unless it happens to you, people aren't going to understand. So until it happens to them, all those little things add up over time. Like shitty remarks, snotty remarks, people being mean, whatever. Yeah, sure, it may be little, but it leaves an impression. So when people just say, oh, don't let it get to you, it's like almost dismissing your feelings and invalidating how you feel. No matter how irrational or rational your feelings are. It's like basically them just saying, or get over it. But yes, it is. I understand people try to mean it in a positive way, like, oh man, I'm sorry, don't let it get to you. But at the same time, it's getting to you. So saying don't let it get to you is very weird because you're letting people know it's getting to you. And they're like, oh, don't let it get to you. Move on. And it's like, what? It's just invalidating your feelings. And we're all right to have our feelings and express them and also process them. So, well, hey, we got one more card. Let's see where it goes. It's going to be far future, end game, long-term results, final boss, ending credits, or the next journey, or the ending of a chapter. And we get the Emperor, featuring the Sumatran tiger. This is where hard work pays off. He says, sometimes I just worry about nonsense for the wrong reasons, thus the chariot makes sense for me. Let's say the Emperor makes sense for you. You may agree or disagree or be shocked or bored. I'm not sure. So the Emperor, authority, structure, and control. Master thinker, loyalty. Fatherly figure or divine masculine. Safety, new beginnings, structure, authority, order, power, influence, achievements, success, respect, security, fearless, and progress. So a very big card. Hard work, hopes and dreams, maybe all the shit you went through made you a stronger, better person. You now, in a more authority figure sense, you're fearless, you're willing to go and do things even though others don't agree with it. You set goals for yourself, you go out there and get them, you're making progress. I like how it says new beginnings because you're putting your foot down, closing old bullshit chapters. You know what you want from life. It's also getting respect from others. So maybe you did something really cool, really big. Maybe you inspired other people, but you're on people's radars now that they can look to you for safety and comfort. You have a very providing, almost like you're a provider. You built a house. This is my house type of a thing. You have influence now, so maybe again because you earned people's respect or you had good ideas or whatever, now people are more likely to listen to you or take maybe potential advice, where before people would just dismiss your ideas because, oh, yes, this person has nothing to show for it. But at least now it's like, maybe this person's onto something. I like structure and authority and order. So it's like almost like you created a little village and town in a game and you're leveling it up. So, you had like wooden houses, like almost like in video games, like, okay, made a little village, huts, you made spears and stuff. And then over time, evolution happened. You have now like stone houses, brick houses, like just overall. And then you get like butchers, you have medicine people and doctors. So like just you create your own little world, I guess, or village, or it turns into a town and now it's like a city. And you're like the king of it. Yeah, so you make your own little kingdom, hence the emperor. And I like how it says family, so that could be literally family, or it could be the new family you built or brought along with your people you met. So, not literal family, but a sense of family, a sense of community, of safety. Okay, so Age of Empires would be a good example. And also talks about master thinker, so you're a good strategist. You've been around the world a lot, you've been beaten up, you've been taken advantage of, you got yourself out of situations, so now I guess it's going to sound cliche, you're more wise now, you think better, you maybe plan better, better decisions, execute better, give better advice, all from thinking and like taking a moment to analyze the situation. But I really like the family part about it doesn't necessarily have to be, blood related family. It could be friends you made along the way who are now at family status. So you have a nice little comfy zone. It talks about fatherly figure, hence the sense of comfort, or fatherly figure / divine masculine, almost like you're the grand warrior, or literally the king of your village, and people could take comfort and pride in you because you're also, like, in a sense, a protector. I think scarier than a smart red panda. And I like how it talks about achievements. So you come a long way, you have stuff to show for it, you bared fruit. You planted seeds, you harvested, you're bearing fruit. And one of the biggest things is progress. So it's going forward, you're going forward, things are looking good. But boy, what a journey it could be to get there. And of course, nothing's going to be perfect. There's going to be a lot of bumps along the way, a lot of woes and stuff. But the overall picture is things are pretty nice. And now if you want to do more, you can, or if you want to just reside in this kingdom forever, that's fine, but at least you built it. Maybe you'll leave it for someone else while you go on a new journey or seek to build a new kingdom. Or like you're like, my work here is done, I can't do any more for my people. And you also get the urge to see and do more again. But then you leave your kingdom in good hands. So very cool. Now we're going to do a quick bonus oracle card for you. Just, a little extra fun, a little extra deep. And we get stones and crystals, aka bitch crystals, and represents healing. So good vibes, you're healing, you're taking the time to nurture yourself, self-care, both physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you name it. See, Phoebe says, the high cards tend to love to point me right. I hope that was cool for you. This one was very interesting ways. A lot of inner struggies. I like that because I like cards that talk about you and, development of you as a person, or like you're watching a show or reading a series of character development is like one of my favorite things in like anime, cartoons, or movie when they execute it good. No, that was funny getting the world as the first, because I also had it yesterday as the first card for somebody. And it's 76 or 78 cards, I forget the number. So tell me on the box. Okay, 76 cards. So, pretty rad that came up. It was all shuffling and random, too. Man, I can't wait until I make my own tarot deck. It's going to be so cool. All the cards are going to be all of my OC and characters, except for the major arcana. It's going to have some friends on them. And then I might, when I eventually get around to doing a Kickstarter, it could even take like a year or two. I might even have insert your character here on this card. But of course, that would be a much higher price, and then there'll be legal issues that, not issues, but just have to let the people know that these are my deck. I'm selling these. So you're not selling the rights to your character, but if you want to be a part of my deck, it's going to cost more because this is me printing, making merchandise, selling it, giving it, something I really like and believe in. So there'll be a couple of slots of insert your character here for potential cards, unless people want a specific card, but I just want to keep it as many my characters as possible, because over the years I had some people in other cards, then drama happened, and I already printed some of them, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I should probably just keep the decks and cards all retaining to me, so that way if anyone else gets soured or salty or friendships break up, or people, this drama happen, it doesn't affect the cards. But the people I have on the cards right now, people I trust and hold dear, so I don't think any bullshit would happen with them. But I might make that like a thing that you can, some crazy tier, if you pledge, you get to be a card. I kind of want a card, but at the same time, I'm not sure of the future, so it's hard to say. That's the thing. So honestly, I don't think I'll get the cards done in like a couple of years. It takes me about 6 or 7 hours to do one card start to finish, but I don't do it all at once because I'll get burned out. And then even when I finish a card, it's not over, because then later, as time goes on, I look back, I'm like, oh, I need to tweak it. I want to add more to it. So even when I finish a card now, yeah, it's good, I got it done, but I still have to go back and tidy it up a bit. But then it's also burnout and stuff, so it's like, yeah, I could theoretically, I could do a card a day, but that would just insanely burn me out. And then if I rush it, I don't want to rush it either, because I don't want to half-ass it and have the work suffer. I want to feel good, I want to be into it while I do it, so it comes naturally or organically. Because right now, the major arcana, the Hanged Man is taken, the Tower's taken, the Sun is taken, the Magician's taken, and the High Priestess and the Lovers. So like open cards and the star is taken. So cards that are currently open for the major arcana are the Fool, Empress, Emperor, Death, Wheel of Fortune, Chariot, Hermit. Did I say Death? I probably did. Death. The Moon. Oh no, and the Moon is also taken. So the World is available. Justice and Judgment are available. I am the Hanged Man, my Persona Chimera. Fucking awesome. Because originally on the old, like, our major arcana deck I made, I was Judgment. But then there's this fun little thing me and my friends are doing, like personality test. I know it's all internet stuff and whatever, just multiple choices. Like, what tarot card are you? So when I did it, it said the Hanged Man. I'm like, you know what? I like that. This Chimera is in a straitjacket and upside down, and the card represents surrendering, letting go, not in control, and you know, hanging upside down, having a different perspective on the world. So the Hanged Man card is Chimera laying on the floor, all crazy like. So I don't know, it just vibed with me even more than being Judgment. This Death is just like such a vibe of a card. Let me pull up some more music because we're almost at the end. End of the song list. All right, 120, 20. Okay, this reading is for Eclipse Wearer. No, Eclipser Wearer. All right, well, I won't question the name, but you never know. All right, Eclipser Wearer. Do a 5-card spread, kind of tells a story of what's going on with you, and we just see how it unfolds, and I'll explain stuff on the way. Baby says, I typically got Temperance, then Hanged Man, then the Fool. Yeah, tarot cards are just so much fun, man. All right, the first card, Eclipser Wearer, we get 7 of Swords, featuring the Barn Owl. So let's go to Swords and take a look. 7 of Swords. All right, 7 of Swords. Strategic, betrayal, deception, lies, lying to yourself, doing something covertly, secrets, things happening beneath the surface, things you haven't thought about, something behind your back, learning secrets about yourself, secrets being revealed, truths coming to light, tricky, moving somewhere new, avoidance, and escaping. So sounds like you got a lot of internal struggles going on. Maybe you're lying to yourself, lying to others, putting on an act, wearing a mask, living multiple lives, having personas. Maybe like one for work, or one for friends and family, one for like a partner. So it sounds like you're tired of it, but you're also hiding something. And it's, I don't know, secrets are happening. You know, there's always behind the scene things. Nothing's ever what it appears to be. You're also learning secrets about yourself, and maybe you don't know how to process it, and it's coming to light. More people are noticing this thing, and it's like you're trying to run it. So very symbolic that you're running from yourself, or maybe you haven't come to terms with something about yourself. Phoebe says, sounds like someone is considered bailing with respect. But things are coming to light, avoidance, you're running, so it could be you're not coming to terms with yourself or with other people, and maybe, or someone you know wants to do something, and then you're pretending to be supportive of it, even though you know it's a bad idea, but you want to support the person. It goes so many places, but it talks about lies. So maybe you're just saying being a yes man and just saying yes, even when you feel another way. You're just instinctively replying to people with yes and positivity, even though say things could be shitty right now. You want to put on an act that things are good, even though you're suffering or feeling down on the inside. Or it talks about secrets. It could be sexuality, gender identity, maybe a past, a troubled past, and you're afraid that it'll come to light, or you've maybe done something not cool. But just a lot of confusion and running from. I think it's more of you're running from yourself. But at least, hey, we got a whole reading to dive into this more. So the second card's got to be the obstacle, thing in your way, cock block, bump in the road, raid boss, something you might have to overcome. And we get the Knight of Cups featuring a gecko. So let's go to Cups and take a look. Knid of Cups. So normally it means charming, imaginative, romantic, and follow your dreams. But in reverse, it's going to mean an illusion, escaping, fantasizing, unrealistic, immature, tricky, insecure, jealous. So holy shit, this is even more of the last card about the escaping, the fantasizing, the illusion. It says immature, so maybe you know what's up, but you don't want to accept it, so you're choosing to live this lie and keep up the charade. And you're keeping it going. It talks about escaping, because the other card talked about escaping, avoiding, and moving somewhere new. So you're still running from something. But now you're being more unrealistic because you're living in fantasy land, and it's still the illusion. You're putting on the glasses, the eyeglasses or whatever, that this is fine. You don't want to see the world for what it is, good and bad. You want to like pretend. You want to pretend everything's like gumdrops, rainbows, sprinkles, and roses, because it's easier on maybe your mind mentally or potential anxiety. But it talks about being insincere and tricky. So maybe you're just even more in this rut and like double downing instead of maybe standing up, facing your fears, or coming true, or being out with whatever it is, the thing you're running from, or maybe you just can't find the strength or find it in you to confront the thing or things that are troubling you. So for you, it might be even easier to just run from it, almost like trauma, where your mind and body want to forget. But hooey, hopefully you can get through that, get over that. Or these could be a warning that, hey, you're stuck in that rut from the beginning. Don't stay here too long, or it's going to manifest and get worse. You'd be in it even deeper. The third card is it's positive influences. So hopefully you got through that, heeded the warnings, or just worked your way out of it. Good on you. And we get the Three of Wands featuring the blue-eyed Lucy Ball Python. Nice little positive card there, so let's pull it up. Three of Wands, overseeing opportunities, prediction, progress, new opportunities, success, setting goals, new ideas, news coming, good advice, ships coming in, travel, hopeful, future visions, expansion. So maybe by overcoming your inner demons, coming to terms with yourself, or maybe telling others your real feelings, just overall everything. Things are looking good again. Things are going forward momentum. You have more opportunities. You can even oversee opportunities, make better informed decisions because you have a little more intel on the situations. Your predictions and future visions are coming more true. You're seeing more into the future. So instead of like tunnel vision, only the now matters. You're also planning and seeing a future too. Because I know people like, I only see what's right in front of me right now. I'm like, that's cool and all, but what's also right in front of you right now is also the future. So it's also good to plan and think about the future as well. I mean, obviously you want to live good now, but like it's also cool to plan and think about the future as well, so you don't fall back into that rut or negative spiral. There's about ships coming in, maybe it's friendships, ships of bounty, trade. But I like the part about news is coming and good advice, new ideas. So you worked out those things that were keeping you down, and in a sense you're almost like reborn, where the new you is ready to take on the world and things are happening. And a lot of progress and forward momentum. So cool and good on you. So now we're going to get the fourth card, the near future, and we're going to fast forward a little bit and just see how you're doing. We got Two of Pentacles featuring the Angora Goat. One of my favorite cards in this deck. Okay, so this card gets a little interesting. Because now you're going to have too many choices going on. It's almost relating to the first card about how you need to run your line to yourself. Because this card now is priorities, time management, adaptable, seas of change, possibilities. You have all that you need. You're juggling a lot of things. You have a know or experience a lot of facts, very factual. But yet you need to be flexible. You're juggling finances. You're feeling you're being pulled in many directions. You have lots and maybe too much responsibilities. You need to make a decision. The ships are coming in, which is amazing because the last card also talked about ships coming in, which I see as like opportunity, basically. But now it's also time to make a decision. It's time to stop juggling everything. It's time to find stability. And at the same time, you're juggling two or more, like multiple worlds. So too much responsibility, maybe too many personas, maybe too many people are pulling you in different directions and everyone's coming. You just feel overwhelmed. You have so much on your plate. You have all that you need to achieve what you want to do. But now the thing is, you got to focus more on what you want to do, where you want to go. The ships are coming in, so that's opportunity, but also the ships could be leaving. And it's like, do I get on that ship and leave, or do I stay here? So you have big decisions to make, possibly painful choices. You got to find your stability because you need to really like set and ground what you want to do, focus like a laser beam. It talks about juggling worlds, so maybe you're living a lie, or maybe those lies that you're running from in the past are coming back, or it could be you just having different personas with different groups of people, like online friends. You want to be perceived or be this certain person. With friends and family or partners and relationships, you want to be this way with someone, or at work you want to act a certain way. But now it's just saying it's too much juggling. Maybe it's time to just have the true, authentic you be everywhere in the world, so you're no longer doing an act or a performance for every single group of people. Talks about though you needing to be flexible and let's say flexible, juggling finances. So you want to do all the things. You're careful with your money. You're planning. You maybe want to invest, do job, maybe leave job, maybe do school, pursue hobbies and passions more. So just really now it's like the world is at your disposal. What do you want to do? But then you might have to make painful choices, sacrifices, compromise, cooperation, a whole bunch of stuff. So really cool to just see how this is turning around, but getting kind of weird again. But not weird in a bad way, but just like, sorry, very interesting. All right, so now we're going to get the fifth card, far future, end game, long-term results, ending credits, final boss, challenge, whatever. And we got the Knight of Pentacles featuring red pandas. So let's go to Knight of Pentacles and take a look. Phoebe says, Two of Pentacles hits close to home, but it hits differently for me. I just like the Pentacles because it's so closely related to the other one, the Three of Swords or whatever before it. So it's like they're complementing each other. Even though they're in different suits. The other one was, what was it? Let's pull it up. Yeah, the other one, the Three of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. All right, now we get the Knight of Pentacles, hard work, productive perfectionist. Good things take time. You know your value. Go for the treasure. Go for the goal. Progress. New experiences ahead. Hard work. Security. Patience. Perfectionist. Planning. Productive. Loyal. So either you got on the ship and left for new opportunities, or you stuck it out where you were. You decided to make more choices of what you want to do, less juggling, focus more, work on things you're passionate about and hobbies and, just things you want to do. Focus your energy on. Takes time and planning. You're aware of that, but it's all coming together with your future visions or just setting out a goal for yourself. And like, I am going to accomplish this. It's going to take time and effort. I'm willing to do that. It talks about perfectionist, so maybe you're afraid of half-assing it, or you want to put everything you got into it and maybe do like 120% and really, put all your effort into something. We'll talk about new experiences ahead. So through this hard work and effort and success, new experiences around the corner, or maybe you meet someone or something inspires you or sparks interest in you, and you go and not necessarily pursue that, but like look into that, like, this is also interesting. I like how it's progress. Go for the treasure. You set a goal, you're going for it, you know what you want, you like your beer cold or whatever, you know what you like, whatever terminology you want to use. But I guess just the good thing is you're planning more too. So it's being creative and inspirational and passions, but you're planning well around it and you're putting extra effort into it because it means that much to you. So really cool. Happier ending because before it was like kind of a little getting a little swifty there, but and now we'll do the bonus oracle card. Just a little. I should turn on the light. It's getting really dark in here. I'm sorry. I don't even know if that helps. Does this help? Let me turn off that light. That helps, so then it's a little too shiny, but whatever, we'll go with it. Let's see, Phoebe says medium helped more than now. There's a glow now. We go to the other light. Just... Okay, I'll go with this one. It has less glare. But for me, it seems darker, but at least to the feed I see in the stream, it looks pretty light. Now I'm going to do a bonus oracle card for you. See what you get. A little complimentary cherry on top or fortune cookie to your reading. Independent from the reading, but can still complement it. And we get the B, hard work. So you're a hard worker, you're putting effort into what you do, but also know your value. You're not going to let people take advantage of you. You're loyal, but again, you choose who you're loyal to. And the Knight of Pentacles also talked about being loyal and a hard worker. So you're going to, in the things you're passionate about and want to do, you're going to put in more effort because you're actually into what you're doing. Okay, we got a clown. 1 second. Where is it? So hopefully Eclipse or wearer that was cool for you and insightful or just fun. Well, we will try and keep on going. I think it's raining. Wait, is it raining outside? Let's take a look. Thought it was going to rain later at 4. Okay, it's raining for the rest of the day, I think. Okay, that might make it easier. Maybe I won't go out and get taco equipment and just make the burgers later with what ingredients I have left. Yeah, I'm gonna shuffle and get right on to the next. Why, Phoebe's, why do you say please get taco equipment? Yeah, I need tortillas. I like having soft tacos. I don't know how old my sour cream is. I should probably throw it out and buy a new one. I need to get salsa. Would be cool to get avocados, but those are hit or miss when you go to a store if they're ripe or not. Maybe more fresh vegetables. I mean, I always crave food. I enjoy food. Like right now I had burgers. I can still make I like burgers. I miss doing the barbecues with like the charcoal and the hickory wood chips, smoked chips or whatever. Taco meat for me is easier because you just throw the meat in, you cook it, you drain the fat, and then you add in like the veggies and stuff. With the burgers, I actually have to make with my hands. And just washing my hands after you get the cold fat on you is really hard and annoying. And I don't have any gloves or disposable gloves either, because that's another way to avoid getting all icky. The other day I ordered a pizza and some subs from a mom and pop shop. It was so fucking good, but the prices are insane. Nothing against the mom and pop shop because I know things are going up, but it was like, I think for the 3 of us, it was like $75. I ordered a large pizza with extra cheese, 2 chicken Caesar wraps with extra chicken, a large fry, and then an eggplant Parmesan sub. And it was like $75. The Even without the extra meat, a Caesar wrap was more than the pizza. I never made them, so when it comes to burgers, I'm just like, yes. Yeah, 75. So I was like, guys, I said, I love that place, but I said, I'm probably not going to order there for a while, unless it's like a special occasion. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was fantastic. It was delicious because the grocery stores here sell most of that stuff, but it's not the same. No, I enjoyed it, but it's also theoretically shouldn't have spent that money. You know, cooking burgers or tacos at home, I could probably do it all for 20 or maybe even 30 and get multiple meals out of it. Oh shit, it's pouring outside now. But just after work, leaving work early, my leg hurt. So I don't know, it's the tendons in my leg, but I don't fully have control of my pinky toe yet. And when I was laying down last night, I like made a fist with my foot, or maybe in my sleep or something, and the pain just shot up my leg. And I know the doctor did work on those tendons, but it's like I don't know how long it's gonna take for it to normalize or get into the swing of things again. No, yeah, that mom and pop pizza shop was the break I really needed. The food was actually healing. It tasted so good. It was like foodgasm moment. But also you can just feel that the ingredients were better too. At least the meat, they actually marinate their meat, the chicken. In fact, I would get them again, but I'm like, I can't pay $75 for that shit again. Maybe like birthdays or celebrations or something, I'll be like, yeah, let's get that place. But on a normal day, I'm like, I have to keep it as like a rare treat. See, now you got me talking about food. Pull up some music. Playlists. Where do I want to go in the playlist? No, just do World of Warcraft. Hey, Gravy Train. Oh, that's Cataclysm. I want regular World of Warcraft. What the fuck is that? I don't even know my own playlists. Did it get removed? I don't remember removing it. Zero mission. Where? It's really weird. I don't remember removing that. Well, maybe it's a sign I shouldn't play that. So let's just go to. I don't know what playlist. You know what? We'll do StarCraft. Sure, I might have spent near $50 on food and had a bad time with pizza, but at least you know your limits. Yep, StarCraft is always good. A lot of people that listen to the song, I find they only listen to the Terran theme. I'm like, dude, there's a whole soundtrack. It all sets the mood and the tone. I think it's funny when most people just remember the Terran themes. And I'm like, dude, the Protoss theme is so future. I don't know. I just enjoy it. I know Zerg gets a little heavy metal, but I really, all of it overall, they all complement each other. That and Warcraft 3 soundtrack, oh my god. I played StarCraft until the CD-ROM gave up. Oh my god, I remember that. You had to put in the CD. I completely forgot about that. Like, you install it, but then you need it to run. And Gravy Train, I don't know if you saw, I sent you a reading through a DM on Twitch. Both are good. Mm-hmm. Babies, I would use the CD 24/7 for audio. Oh, damn, that's probably why. $148.30. Okay, this reading is for Buddy Buddy. So, Buddy Buddy, I do a 5-card spread. Tells a little story about you. Take a look at you, what's going on, and I'll explain on the way because things happen. Sorry, Gravity Train. As long as you see it at some point or even listen to it, I just didn't see you on. Did I not see it on this? I don't know why I sent it on Twitch, or maybe I sent it on Discord. I actually don't remember now. I sent it somewhere. Maybe it was Discord. So the start of your journey, see what's going on. We got the Three of Wands represented by the blue-eyed Lucy Ball Python. So Three of Wands. Sarah just saw it. Oh, this one. So we just had this card last reading. But again, so if it sounds repetitive for anyone, I'm sorry, but this is just how it goes. Three of Wands, overseeing opportunities, progress, prediction, success, new opportunities, setting goals, new ideas, news coming, good advice, ships coming in, travel, hopeful, future visions, expansion. So you've been around a lot. You have many opportunities at your disposal. You see potential opportunities coming. Ships are coming in. That could be trade. It could be literally the opportunities. It could be they're here to pick you up and you leave to a better land. But this card looks more like you're already in the promised land. You're already in a good spot. So things would be opportunities and trade and all that would be coming to where you are. So this is good prediction, seeing the future. So maybe you have really good ideas coming, and then you're just thinking of how to piece it all together and bring it, make it all a reality. Talks about travel as well. So the ships coming in could be your ticket out of here or travel. You might just simply go on vacation, or maybe you move in with other people, or maybe a job that requires relocating. I like how it talks about setting goals. So you know what you like, you know what you want, you do things, you want to do things, so you set goals for yourself. The good thing is you're just hopeful of the future and everything, and the good progress and success that you currently have or are going to have. So the next card is going to be represents the obstacle, which is something maybe used against you, a warning, or maybe being cock blocked, bump in the road, difficult boss, a broken bridge, what have you. So maybe something we need to pay attention to. So with that, we get the Star, which is represented by the white fox, but it's going to be in reverse and have alternate meanings. Normally the Star means hope, faith, and renewal, like literally a new hope and like good vibes, good things to come. But because it's in reverse, we're going to take a look and see what it means. Assuming it wants to load for me. One second. Okay. So the Star, again, hope, faith, renewal is what it normally means. In reverse, it means pessimism, disappointed, unsatisfied. Lots of opportunities, though. Anxiety, disbelief, and lack of trust. So maybe you got burned. Maybe things didn't pan out the way you thought. Maybe you tried new jobs, gigs, hobbies, passions, friends, etc., and it's not quite working out. You're gonna feel disappointed, unsatisfied, or maybe the things you're doing aren't the things you want to do or focus on in life, or aren't things that you're passionate about. So you're gonna feel unsatisfied. Oh, sorry. I thought it said lots of opportunities. It said lost opportunities. So maybe by pursuing the things you wanted to try out or do didn't work out, and hence loss of opportunities, because maybe you had a bunch of choices at the beginning, but you had to choose one. Well, not everything's always going to be available for you, and things have time limits. Yes, Phoebes, it is the famous Terran theme. I think it's going through the Terran themes first. But no, it talks about anxiety, so naturally things aren't working out. You're huffing, puffing. You might even get a panic attack. You're in disbelief because you worked hard. You thought or felt you were passionate or you're doing the right or good thing, but it, again, didn't work out. So you kind of left in a daze, so to speak. And then also talks about lack of trust because maybe you put a lot of faith in yourself or others or planning or investing, but again, it just didn't quite work out. And now you're just kind of at a loss. So I'm really sorry if you're in that spot, or these could be warnings saying, hey, this could happen. But I feel like you're in there now. So hopefully you can work through it, strategize, figure out a plan, maybe get yourself together again and either try again or what have you. And now we're going to get to positive influences, and we get King of Pentacles, represented by an Emperor Penguin, or penguins, because there's a little child there. Let's go to Pentacles and see what it has to say. All right, King of Pence. Wealth, security, stubborn. Progress, practical, satisfied, content, wealth, success, hard work, achievement, and leadership. So now the card's talking about being practical and satisfied and content where before you weren't. So maybe you found the thing that you really vibe with, the thing you're passionate about, the thing you want to do, and you pursued it more, and it led to everything you wanted it to. Not everything, but just like more financial stability, more independence, more sense of security. And now you know what you like, but you're also stubborn because you've been burned so much in the past, or maybe too much trial and error, too much failing. You're just like my way or the highway kind of mentality, even though it's working. So even though it's working now, but maybe you're almost like more slightly narrow-minded because you're going to focus on what worked for you and dismiss everything else. I like how you're content and satisfied and good. You could go for more, but you also find where you are now. It's like, this is fine, but just not in that meme way. It talks about achievement through your hard work so people can recognize you, feel good. Leadership, maybe others go to you for advice or help, or maybe you even want to help fund and fuel other people's hobbies and passions and dreams and invest in people, so to speak. You're also very practical, so you're less likely to be fooled into something, or like be more realistic about expectations of not only yourself but others and just life itself. So you got through that rut pretty good. Now we're going to fast forward a little bit to the near future and see how things are going. And we get the Magician featuring white tigers. So another very cool card about being creative and manifesting and being in control and just you doing you in a sense, and you're nurturing you doing you. But let's pull up the card. Manifesting, planning, power, mystery, achieving goals, visualization, new skills, self-confidence. Step into your magic. You know that you're magical. You are the conduit. Step into your power, and the biggest part of this card that I love the most, direct your energy to what you want. So first you visualize more skills. You decide that you want it more. Hobbies, passions, schooling, work, friends, whatever. You're pursuing it more, getting new skills. You're getting the confidence because you're doing more. You're not wavering as much. You're succeeding more, so everything's always up. Talks about mastery and power. So maybe you're trying to get into a difficult craft or hobby or something, say playing a musical instrument, or even like chemistry, artwork, you name it. You're getting better and proficient at it. I like how it talks about planning, because now you know you've been around a long time. You want to plan more so you increase your chance for success and better outcomes. Like how it talks about manifesting and making things happen, dreams come true, accomplishing goals, just making things happen. You're stepping into your magic. You know you're magical. You're a creative person. Your creativity is fueling you. Things flow better because you're going with the flow of things you're passionate about. I like how it says step into your power. So maybe just tap into more of what you love doing or want to bring to the world, either for yourself or for others or whatever. Just dig a little deeper, I guess. And then again, the biggest thing, direct your energy to what you want and where you want. You don't want to waste time on things that don't matter to you. Bad friendships, relationships, bad jobs, employers, etc., or skills or hobbies that you're not really into. You want to focus the stuff in the stuff you really care about and passionate about, and you're gonna harvest to it's gonna bear fruit so much better, have a better harvest, bigger bounty, if you will, because you're putting your genuine effort and love and stuff into stuff you actually care about and passionate about. It's a very warm and fuzzy card, if you will. So now we're going to fast forward even further to the far future, long-term results, end boss, end credits, final challenge to be continued, or whatever. And we get 10 of Wands, featuring a bumblebee. So let's go pull up a bumblebee. Where are you? 10. 10 of Wands. Hard work, responsibilities, completion, total effort, moving forward, burden, heavy load, pressure, overworking. So things are going really good, but now maybe you've taken on more than you can chew, or you can do all the things, you want to do all the things, you want to be helped, you want to succeed, but it's wearing you out, it's burning you out. And maybe it's time to, or maybe you committed to too many things and you can't bail on them. So even though you're getting burned out and like weak, tired, everything, it's too much for you, you have to complete it. But this is saying you're a hard worker. Don't overwork yourself, though, because if you're working too hard and get burned out, you can't do anything. So even though in the present, it's like, okay, I can get even more done and, you know, really stretch yourself thin. But then when you come to a complete stop, it feels like you're either doing the same amount or you're doing even less now because you can't do anything or produce anything because you're burnt out. So know your limits, but I don't mean like, oh, you're limited, you're human, you're weak. You know what your limits are, the loads you can take. Yes, of course, when you're passionate about something or really into something, you're going to do extra. You're going to go give 120% or whatever, but you can't do that all the time. You can do it in little spurts here and there. So this is just saying, be careful. Don't burn yourself out. You're still capable of doing all these things. It's just you're going to have to manage it better, but don't burn yourself out physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Just be careful. And you might be pressured into doing more work. Or like say you're working for an employer, they realize, hey, you're the most efficient employee here. So they just give you extra work, but then they're also not giving you extra pay or anything. So it's like, don't let people take unfair advantage of you either. But also don't take unfair advantage of yourself. They're pretty good because it's all leading up to good, hard work, manifesting success. But just at the end, don't burn yourself out. And now we're going to get a bonus oracle card to complement the reading. A little positive message, boost, cherry on top, sprinkles on a donut, fucking fortune cookie, you name it. And we get the wolf, representing trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the others of the friends you make, or trust who are close to you. But more so have trust and faith in yourself and the process. Or even simply just going with the flow, trust in the universe or the cosmos. So buddy, I hope that was cool for you. I enjoyed it. Well, I might be biased because I'm always going to enjoy the readings, but yeah. Yeah, Gravy Train. You say it was here, just saw it. You were talking about your reading. I think it was from like last week. But thankfully I linked it with the VOD and the timestamp, so you, if you're interested, you can listen to it at your own convenience. I think Twitch keeps VODs, I want to say, I think 2 weeks. I don't remember. Maybe 3. Thank you for the claps, Phoebes. Just going to do a big shuffle, and we'll get on to the next. It's 1 p.m. We're 2 hours in. I don't know, I have a feeling this might be like a 4-hour one. All right, getting ready. It may or may not be 4 hours, but take care of yourself. No, you. Or maybe I'll just do half and then do another stream tomorrow or Sunday, but I also want to start doing art again, but I might just do the art offline. Okay. Yeah. 2:03:30. Okay, this reading is for Satanic Pizza Summoner. The gravy train. Oh my gosh, I saw Super Moose Conductor. No, Spruce Moose Conductor, yeah. That's more reasonable, forgiving, but you set your limits. Very high energy and fun. Glad you enjoyed. Sounds like you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. But anyway, Satanic Pizza Summoner. I do a 5-card spread. We just take a look at your story in life, where you are, where you're going, what's happening, what's up. And I'll explain more on the way, because it has not special rules. I do a specific format that I tweaked, and I really vibe with it. I like it. So we're just going to get started. All right, we got the Fool, represented by the Arctic Fox. All right, there we go. So the Fool is a very happy-go-lucky, innocent card, if you will, but let me pull up the chart and read it accordingly. Beginnings, innocence, risk-taking, carefree, believe in the new you, take a leap of faith, openness, adventurous, spontaneous, fresh start, fresh spirit, enthusiastic, trust, faith, opportunities, dedication, having what you need, blind faith, naive, prepared. Ooh, that was quite a mouthful. But Phoebe says me unironically. So new beginnings, maybe you present with these opportunities to pursue what you want to do in the world, or what you're passionate about. You have the dedication, but you also have to take a leap of faith, because not everything is certain in life. But the good part is you're open to it. You believe in yourself, the new you. Maybe went through some transformations, maybe personal inner struggles. You got through it, but either way, you have a better outlook on life. You're prepared to go in blind, so you're prepared for whatever might happen, even if you don't have all the answers. You're enthusiastic. You're a free spirit. You're just very open and very happy, very good vibes. Or in video games, like you beat a game, you're like, oh, I want to play the next game. Like, you on to the next. I want to have fun. So cool start. But now we're going to get to the second card, which represents the obstacle. And this is where things get a little... And I play, if anyone's familiar with tarot cards, reverse cards have additional or alternate meanings. So I play the obstacle card in reverse, because since the spot represents the obstacle, it's like either used against you or something in your way you need to overcome, or there's a broken bridge, how do I get across, type of thing, or how do I get across this river, just whatever, something, or it could even just be a warning. So that we get the Tower, which features a fawn, but this is going to be in reverse, so this is going to be super interesting. Oh my god, I just fucked up the zooming of my camera. Okay, I think I got it back. Let's pull up the Tower. Okay, normally the Tower means change, chaos, awakening, unavoidable change, yada yada yada. But now it's going to mean trauma is over, change has already happened. You're keeping yourself in an oppression, though. Freedom, but at a price. Time to pick up the pieces, time to do internal work. New structures are coming, avoiding change, but yet you also don't fight the change. So it's really weird. You're avoiding it, but you're not fighting it because it's coming your way. And then you have a fear of endings of situations that are already over. So very interesting. Saying trauma's over, change has happened, but you're keeping yourself down and stuck in depression. It could be money wise, it could be mentally in your mind, getting physically, so many things. You have your freedom, but at what cost? It costs you a price to maybe pursue things you like in life, or moving out, or new job, or just new way of being. Time to pick up the pieces. Maybe you made a big mess of something, and now ultimately it's not, I would say, your fault, but you're responsible for it. So you got to clean up basically your own mess. But it's time to do that. It also says time to do internal work, look within, internalize, work things out. Maybe ask yourself, what do you really want to do in life? What are you passionate about? What's expected of you? What situation you're in? What can you do? What can't you do? What can you work towards so you can do the things you want to do? Because new structures are coming, so maybe being rebuilt. Maybe you shattered, like literally a tower breaking, now new one's being built. So could be some weird change. Could be relocating, new house, new living situation, new job, new schooling. But a new structure is coming regardless. So do the work. When this building gets built, you're like, I want to be a part of it. I want to see where it goes. You want to nurture it. There's avoiding change, so change is coming, but you're avoiding it and resisting it. But at the same time, you're not fighting it. So it's very funny that you're avoiding it, but once the change comes, it's like you just accept it. It's like you're struggling constantly until the change actually happens. And it's just the fear of ending situations that are over. So maybe friendships broke up, relationships broke up, jobs broke up, schooling broke up, whatever, but it already happened. But maybe you're afraid of moving on or reconciling and be like, okay, this happened, this sucks, I'm moving on. So it's like you haven't come to terms with it yet. So, that was kind of a doozy. But now we're going to go to the third card, which represents positive influences. So hopefully you worked those things out, got through it, got help, others helped you helped others, yada, yada, yada. And we get to 10 of Wands, represented by a bumblebee. So let's go down to Wands. And once it loads, it all gets better. Please load. Okay. Hard work, responsibilities, completion, total effort, moving forward, burden, heavy load, pressure, overworking. So you got through that stuff, good on you, but now you're such a hard worker, you're taking on more than you can chew. Maybe everyone's expecting more of you, or it could be like you're preparing for a test to enter school or a difficult task, or you need to work multiple jobs, or whatever the case is. It's too much. You're going to burn yourself out. So yes, you're a good hard worker, which is fine. And this may sound cliche, but work smarter, not harder. Nothing wrong with working harder, especially if it's for things you're passionate about or believe in. But be more efficient with your working. Don't burn yourself out. Do what you can. Don't overdo it. But regardless, if you take on too much or not, you complete things. So that's good. But then if you're taking on and doing too much, you're getting burned out. Yes, you complete things, but you may be not doing them as well as you normally would do if you just did things in order or took on less of a workload. So just keep that in mind, but at least things are looking interesting and up. So now we're going to get to the fourth card. Represents the near future. We're just going to fast forward a little bit and go brrr, and we get Queen of Wands, represented by the chicken. Let's go check out the Queen and what she has to say. Ba-na-na. Sorry, one sec. Okay, the Queen of Wands. Courage, confident, determined, ambitious, leadership, passion, confident, generous, self-love, organized. So through your hard works and effort and training, you have confidence in yourself. You're determined to do what you want. You have the courage to stand up and do the things you want. So all positive reinforcement for what you want to do and believe in, even if others may not agree with you. At least you like, this is what I want. This is what I care about. This is what I'm passionate about. This is what I want to do and where I want to go. You're very ambitious. You have opportunities. You have ideas and visions. Let's see. Talks about being organized. So you picked up the pieces. You're not burning yourself out now. You know more of your limits. So at least you're planning better. You're doing more, but you're looking out for yourself. And the card talks about self-love, which can also be self-care. But you value yourself. Maybe you felt unloved or unworthy, or people made you feel worthless. But now you're like, fuck them. I know my value. I care about myself, or I care about these things. I love myself. That's all that matters. I don't need the external validation. Like you look within to get your happiness as well. But I like how it also talks about being generous. So maybe now you're in a better position and you're feeling more charitable and helping others as well, either financially, emotionally, just lending an ear, giving people advice. But like, hey, I was in this rut, or these weird things are happening in my life. So you're sharing your advice. You're sharing your experiences with others. So very cool. So now we're going to fast forward even more and go to the far future, end game, final boss, roll credits, or long-term results. And we get the High Priestess, featuring a cheetah, but more so a cub. We have a cheetah as the High Priestess. So let's go to that. I love the High Priestess. Such very deep meanings behind this one. Let's see. Her hands look kind of funny. But yeah. The High Priestess, intuition, spiritual knowing and knowledge, subconscious. Intuition, secrets, being spiritual, trusting your inner knowing, look within. Past conditionings or emotional baggage or past experiences. Occult knowledge, advice, meditation, celibacy, emotional control, listening to your heart. So you're on top of the world right now, maybe a new awakening. Maybe you discovered things about yourself that you didn't know before that was there, or something about you, and now you're embracing it. Almost like a sense of new you. It also talks about intuition. You have better instincts. You trust your heart. You go with the flow more confidence in yourself. You're not resisting and fighting things. Things are flowing very nicely. There's also emotional control. So hopefully maybe you had like a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry, a lot of sporadic emotions, and now you're just more chill and more rational. Not that you can't have emotions, but you're more aware. It talks about advice, so maybe that's you received good advice and you took it, or maybe now people are going to your advice, you're giving advice from your experiences and helping people. And it talks about the subconscious, which is I think is pretty cool and spiritual, because it's like things we don't normally think about but are happening behind the scenes. So maybe you're more aware of those things now, and maybe how your words, your body language, your actions have more of an impact, and you're more aware of the actions, or what happens for your decisions and choices. Also talks about past conditioning, so maybe you remember the shit or stuff that happened in the past, emotional baggage, good stuff, bad stuff, but you're aware of it and you know not to let it control you, and move on from it, set yourself free from it, but at the same time you remember that it happened, because that's how we learn stuff, and just by remembering. So you'll be at the back of your mind, but you're not gonna let it control you. It also talks about celibacy, so maybe you found something more in life and want to devote yourself more in life to something. It could be your hobbies, your passions, your job, or whatever, but who knows, maybe children or future kids are not in the future for you. Occult knowledge is interesting because I don't know too much about that, but again, you just knew you. Maybe you stumbled upon cool books, went to a museum, saw some interesting artwork, and it just inspired you. Let's see. Doug, Gravy Train, Protoss music. Yep. One of the best ones just went by. I forget the names of them. I haven't listened to this. I don't know the soundtracks by heart. All right, Satanic Pizza, Summoner. We're going to now do a bonus oracle card for you to complement the reading. It's independent, but it's just fun and a little extra cherry on top or fortune cookie. We get the Raven, which represents dreams. Well, it's either dreams coming true or you living a fantasy in your head, but either way, dreams. No, you, Gravy Train. So maybe follow your dreams come true. Maybe you're seeing stuff that you're unaware of, so it's very symbolic and fun. Protoss 2. I think Terran and StarCraft 1 were the best race because they had the most options and features or gimmicks. But I felt like Protoss I played better, but I always want to be good at Zerg. But I always play random when I would do PvP online. So I also like cheese strats, like Lurker, Rush drops, Rush all Mutalisks. Dark Templar Rush was always fun. Terrans, I just felt like it was unfair because you just get siege tanks. And you just blow shit up. That became so evil with Protoss and Zerg. I got okay at all of them, but never good at any of them. Would outpace the AI. Yeah, that's the thing. You got to a point where it's like, I like getting competitive or skillful at competitive games. That's when I go online because the AI can only do so much. And some strats are no. I was never a fan of scouting because everyone would send a worker right away to scout. But I'm like, dude, that could be money I'm making and rushing my stuff even faster. So it was always like, I would never scout. I mean, I would scout eventually, like Zerglings are a basic unit, but I wouldn't do the initial scouting. Because I would basically commit to my ideas. Okay, I'm doing this strat or rush or whatever. I just need to know where the opponent is and their base and see if I can kick their ass. And I also like the idea of fast expanding. So I set up, I guess, for later, mid to late game. But I don't want to do like late game units, so it's like I rush an expansion just so I can pump out stuff faster and try to get things going and make things happen faster. Basically, the game's like extreme rock, paper, scissors. I thought the Reavers were interesting and the carriers because you had to spend money for the ammunition. So that was always something fun and weird. Two thousand 25. Okay, the next reading is for Living Dynamo. Living Dynamo, I do a 5-card spread, kind of tells a little cute story, maybe some woes or warnings coming up, but either way, we just play it out and see how it goes, and I'll explain stuff on the way. So the start of your card, or reading you, your story, your book, your life, where you are right now, however you want to call it, we have the 9 of Wands, featuring the Fennec Fox. So let me pull that up and we will take a look. Okay, 9 of Wands. Faith, persistence, courage. Standing up for your beliefs, on guard, final challenge, protecting yourself, strength, determined, wounded warrior. So, burdens in the past, you worked hard to get where you are, you care about what you believe in, you're passionate about your stuff, you give a damn, and you're not going to let others bully you around. You're going to stand up for what you believe in, even if others disagree with you, hence you're on guard. But it's also protecting yourself at the same time, choosing who to let into your life, what advice from people. You're not going to get beat up and tossed around. And you know how to look out for yourself now better. So maybe you got burned by people in the past, or maybe you have to be a little more self-caring and selfish, but it's to protect yourself. There's a wounded warrior, so maybe some uncool stuff happened to you in the past, or other people are mean to you, but at least you have the, I guess, courage to move on, but you're still going to remember that. So maybe that could also be why you're such on guard. Talks about persistence and having faith, so you know what you want to do. You're going to keep trying, you're going to keep at it, and you have faith in yourself and the process, or the faith in the thing that you want to do. Talk about final challenge, so maybe you've been working up to something. It could be something like a test for school. It could be like aiming for a promotion at your job, or just something big is coming that you've been training and preparing yourself for. And you have the strength to do so and back it up. So pretty cool. Now we're going to get to the second card, which represents the obstacle. And this is going to be played in reverse. And reverse cards have alternate meanings. It could be a warning. It's an obstacle, so something in your path blocking you from continuing. It could be a broken bridge, difficult raid boss, being cock blocked, trap hole, you name it. And we get the Five of Cups featuring a corgi. But again, it's going to be upside down, so it's going to look like that. And then we're going to go take a look at the meanings. Where are you, cup 5? So the 5 of Cups normally means regret, pessimism, and moving on, and regret. But we got in reverse, so let's see what it means. Ending pain, having hope, good news, new relationships, opportunities, forgiving, and moving forward. Because the card itself normally is kind of negative, almost upside down, but in this card, the upside down meanings are actually extremely, overwhelmingly positive. So you're ending pain. Maybe it's the final challenge, or maybe the thing you're working for, or maybe ending a bad job or gig or school, or a bad like relationship or friendship, and you're ending the pain. You have hope. Good news is coming. New relationships are coming. Partnerships, business partners, friendships, relationships, you know, every type of relationship, not just literal dating relationships, but like all sorts of relationships. So maybe you met people along the way, inspired you, became friends, or just meeting new people. Opportunities are everywhere now. You have more choices at your disposal. Forgiving is a big one, because maybe bad shit happened, but you're moving on. You're not letting it hold you hostage, or the emotional baggage isn't going to keep you down. And it says moving, biggest thing, moving forward, not stopping. You're living life, you're doing things you're passionate about, you're going to keep going. So in terms of the obstacle, this was overwhelmingly positive. And as if you're playing Monopoly, it's like, go to Fifth Avenue, pass go, and do collect $200. So almost like a freebie. Not much of an obstacle, but just remembering that your efforts and hard work and what you believe in or passionate about are a good sign. And maybe the only thing of the obstacle is moving forward and forgiving and like letting go. But now we're going to get to the third card, which represents positive influences. And we get the Moon, featuring an Arctic fox. So a lot of canines or doggos or whatever in this reading. Let me pull up the Moon. The Moon means anxiety, fear, and like intuition and instincts, but let me just pull it up. Anxiety, intuition, fear, following your instincts, letting go of the past, intuition, anxiety, fear, psychic, secrets, change, and unconscious awareness. The other card talked about letting go of the past. This one's also talking about your further letting go of emotional baggage or bullshit or unnecessary things in your life. Also talks about your intuition and your instincts some more. You're following, listening to your heart, your gut feeling, if you will, and it's steering you in a good direction. Of course, there's going to be anxiety and fear because nothing's certain. Maybe this is something new to you, that just to go with the instinct and follow your gut or heart, it could be a little scary. Talks about psychic, so maybe you're digging deeper into the psyche or mental stuff, or just knowing, or things are happening without really knowing or much explanation, but things are happening. Talks about secrets, so that could be you're discovering secrets about yourself that you didn't know, and maybe you want to embrace, or maybe you're even scared of them. So some easy ways to explain that would be like, say, your sexuality or gender identity, or maybe you're into a certain craft or hobby that others don't agree with, but you're really passionate about, so it goes really deep on that one. Like how it talks about change, that change is coming, so that's also what might have you be afraid, if you will, or uneasy. Sorry, sip of water. And it also talks about unconscious awareness. So things that weren't there before on your radar are now popping up. So very cool to see where this all goes. So let us jump right into the next, which is going to be the near future. And we fast forward a bit to see how your journey's going, how you're doing. And we get the Emperor with the Sumatran Tiger. So very powerful and symbolic card, but let me pull it up. And we'll see how this is all going. Okay, the Emperor. Authority, structure, control. Master thinker, loyalty, father figure or divine masculine. Family, safety, new beginnings, structure, authority, order, power, influence. Achievements, success, respect, security, fearless, progress. So working even harder now. I'm surprised it's not an Arctic wolf. Okay, Phoebe's. So with this card, fast forward a bit, you worked even harder. You've got respect of people. You've built a strong structural foundation for yourself. You set goals, you achieved, maybe even inspired others, or because you had the courage to do things you wanted to do, regardless of what others thought. You felt strongly about them. It's paying off now. You almost built up your little town or city, and you're literally the king of your little kingdom. You're welcoming. You're taking care of your people. They know they can count on you. You can count on them. Talks about power, order, and influence. So again, it's your little zone, your little world, if you will. Talks about master thinker. So you're very good at strategizing, thinking, internalizing, analyzing, processing things, making better informed decisions. Loyalty, you're loyal to your people or your kingdom. They know they can count on you. You choose who to be loyal to, not out of obligation, but because of the trust and bonds you built with people. Talks about the divine masculine or father figure, or maybe people can look up to you and, have confidence and faith in you and trust in you. And you give them a sense of security and comfort zone. So you offer safety as well. And the cool thing is fearless, that you're not going to back down on your beliefs or let people intimidate or bully you, that you're going to do what you can to protect your little town and people and do the things you want to do in life. And of course, progress. Love progress. So you also make people feel safe, and comforting, which is to me a very good thing. Phoebe says, I'm low-key jelly of this reading. Don't be jelly. Why are you jelly? No jelly. No jelly. The Living Dynamo, we're going to get to the fifth card, which kind of sums it up, the long-term results, end game, final raid boss, far future, ending credits, or new game, new chapter, ending a chapter. We'll get the Queen of Cups featuring a Maine Coon cat. So let's go to Cups and check out the Queen. The Queen of the Cups. The Queen. Okay, here we go. Queen of Cups. Caring, intuitive, compassion, nurturing, feelings, sensitive, imaginative, empathy, counseling, and generous. So, holy shit, we take a shift from the fatherly figure, divine masculine, to a more, I won't say motherly role, but just someone that's more open and caring and nurturing, paying attention to people's feelings. So now, within your little kingdom and friends and family and hobbies and passions and everything, you're more caring, you have a lot of compassion and empathy for people, counseling, you give good advice, people go to you for help. You're generous, you're giving, maybe generous, not like, say, literally like money, but generous of your time. You're willing to lend an ear, you're willing to listen to people and digest it and also have a discussion about it with them. So you're really being generous of giving your time to others. You're more sensitive because a lot of these things are very heavy, emotionally heavy. Your imagination and being intuitive and your hobbies and passions just drive you to make everything come together more. Nurturing and caring, so you do care, you genuinely care about people, you want to nurture, maybe even help other people achieve their hopes and dreams, or even pursue their passions, or just see what's up. But it's like you're in the kingdom still, you're high up, but now you're more like an advisor. And people come to you for advice or when they're troubled, but you're willing to listen to them and actually listen, not just hear the words they're saying and be like, oh, that's nice. You're actually digesting it, internalizing it, processing it, and giving them back your thoughts and feedback. So very cool. You became a place of acceptance and people can trust you and take even more comfort in you. Almost like a divine therapist, but not for the sake of being a therapist or you're forced to, but because you want to, because you care, because you're into it. So now we're going to do a bonus oracle card reading for you, independent from the tarot card reading. Just a little fun extra cherry on top, bonus fortune cookie, what have you, and we get Gandalf, dedication. So you're dedicated to what you're doing, you believe what you're doing, you're inspired by it, it's you, you know what you're doing, you're devoting yourself to your craft or hobbies or passion or what you believe in. Very good sign. So Living Dynamo, I hope that was fun for you. And now we'll shuffle and get on to the next. What a reading indeed.
Chimera is Parlnock's persona. She is a husky, with a few too loose screws in her head, which is why we have to keep her in a straitjacket.
Thank you for redeeming Hee Hee. Or Neo says Hee Hee. And giving yourself the pat on the back for the good timing. Kappa Gem. A little more shuffling, and we will all right, let's check out the timestamp. 2:34. Say 2:35 even. Okay, the next reading is for, where are we? Trombone coordinator. Actually, no, wrong one. Okay, this reading is for Carnivore Bonivore. There we go. Carnivore Bonivore. Do a 5-card spread. Take a look at your story. See what's going on in your script, and we'll explain everything as it goes. The first card is just open your book or script or you, see where you are, what's up. We got the Knight of Cups featuring the Gecko. So let's go to the Knight. Let's see what it has to say. Okay, charming, imaginative, romantic, and offering new experiences, kindness, intuition, follow your dreams, overly optimistic, but yet you're also moody, going with the flow. So pretty cool. You have an imagination, you want to do things, you're very romantic and caring, you're charming, you give off good vibes to people, maybe good first impressions. Talks about an offering, so maybe you offer stuff to people or people offer things to you, giving you gifts, or maybe even propositions, positions, job offers, you name it. It's about being romantic, so your love is in the air. But it's also being romantic, it's also like a mindset as well, not just, being romantic. You're going with the flow. You're chilling, more things are happening naturally, organically, but yet you're moody for some reason. But maybe because you're overly optimistic and believe in the absolute best of in everyone, or sorry, absolute best outcome. So maybe it's causing you to be a little moody. You're very kind. You have good intuition. You follow your instinct and gut. But yeah, the coolest thing about this card, I think, is the new experiences that are ahead, or that are to come, or maybe that you have planned, or things falling into your lap, meeting new people, other people meeting you. Just either way, new experiences, new fun, new everything is going to happen. So now we're going to get to the second card, which is the obstacle, cock block, bump in the road, difficult raid boss, broken bridge, whatever, something impeding your way, standing in your way you have to overcome, or it could even be a warning. And we get death, featuring the Canadian goose. But the obstacle I play always in reverse, so we're going to have alternate meanings. So normally death is a very empowering, embiggening, positive card. But now we're going to see what it has to say in reverse. If it's either warnings or maybe you're in a rut, I don't know. So death normally means endings, change, transformation, letting go, closing old chapters, being reborn. In reverse, it means you're resistant. You have a resistance to change, stagnation, fear of change, resisting the future, birth, and being in limbo. So change is happening. You're not quite having it. You're scared of this change. All your forward momentum and good vibes are just coming to a halt because you're like, whoa, wait a minute, I'm not so sure about this. Maybe it's second thoughts about something. It could be job. It could be hobbies, passion. It could be friends and family, people. But now you're resisting the future. Maybe you set yourself on a path that you can't change your trajectory or course, and now you have to play it through and see it to the end, but you want to like bail or abandon ship, but you can't. And this could be on so many things. It could be like a job. It could be a test coming up. So many things. It talks about being in limbo. So maybe now you're stuck because you can't bring yourself to face it or get over it, get through it, or overcome it. The birth part, that's real interesting because I don't think or know if you're giving birth or this gave birth to a new scared you. So, like a symbolic, metaphorical birth. But I guess the biggest thing here is stagnation, being in limbo, stuck, but the resistance to change. Maybe you realize you have or need to change, but you don't want to. You're happy how you are, how things are, but change is happening, but you're fighting hard to keep onto your ideas and beliefs. So it's like a caterpillar that never becomes a butterfly, or like you go in the cocoon, but then the cocoon becomes such a familiar place that you're afraid to bloom and hatch into a butterfly. So with all that, we're going to, hopefully you work that out, get through that. We're going to get to the third card, which is positive influences. So maybe, hopefully, you work things out, yada, yada, and this is like your reward or better place. Phoebe's claps and says, Goose Reapers are scary. Yes, they are. They take no shit from nobody. Or take shit from nobody. Anyway, positive influences, we get judgment, which is represented by a Caracol. Looks like a lynx to me, but what do I know? They reap and honk. Yes, they do. So Judgment's a very interesting card because it also means letting go and like sense dying and rebirth. Or like renewing yourself. So Judgment, rebirth, critic. New decisions, reconcile, new path, ending of a phase, growing up, rejuvenate, renewal, restructuring, self-improvement, transformation, fresh start. After working out all that stuff, naturally you're going to feel, well, you reconcile with it, you put the past in the past, you ending a phase, you come to terms with it, you're moving on, you're stronger for it, and you feel, well, reborn in a sense, and refreshed and renewed because you took the plunge, so to speak, to better yourself and move on. It talks about restructuring, so rethinking maybe your life, your plans, your friends, your hobbies, your passions, your job even. And it leads to you just transformation, so personal transformation, and now you have a fresh start. And you feel good, you're more confident, you're since reborn. So this almost complements death, but it's like death, but in another way. Because you had the bizarro reverse death. But I like to talk about growing up, so maybe put petty stuff ahead. You matured more, you know more of what you want in life, what you don't want. But I just like the idea of the new decisions that are coming out and the new paths you have and option selects you have to choose from. So your horizons are opening. So with that, we're going to get to the... Sorry. We're going to get to the fourth card, which is the near future. And just see how things are going down the road. And we get the Chariot, featuring a Arabian horse. More powerful. Wow, I have a lot of major arcana cards this reading. All right. The Chariot. Success, action, and control. Pick a direction. Progress, determined. Courage. Inner struggles. Balancing emotions. Willpower. So you set out to do what you want to do. You're going to do it. You're determined. You're in control. You're choosing. So you're moving forward. A lot of forward momentum, progress. Good things are happening. But it's also funny because you have inner struggles, so maybe you haven't fully dealt with whatever, or maybe stuff about yourself you can't come to terms with or deal with. You're balancing emotions because you're all over the place. You don't know how to feel, how to process things from your choices or whatever haunting past or secret you might have or what have you. But you have the willpower to go on, and hopefully you can overcome these inner struggles. So with that, we're going to go to the far future end game long-term results, final boss, ending credits, closing the chapter of a book, opening a new book, whatever. And we get strength. Holy shit, this is all over the place. So strength literally means, well, strength and courage, good vibes, no violence, compassion, willpower, faith, healing, good health, patience, energized, influential, compassionate. So you even have a bigger understanding for the world now and people. You have more confidence in yourself. You have courage not only to do the right thing, but you have courage to stand up and even the courage to not do something. That also goes well with the patience. You have the insight to know when to stand up, when not to, when you are needed. You're more compassionate towards others and have empathy for other people. You feel renewed and energized and revitalized because, well, you essentially died and reborn a couple times and got over internal struggles. You have faith, more faith now is renewed. And you're even influential, so others might flock to you for advice, or maybe you have a sway over people. You can help convince people of things. Simple as like, hey, go for what you want to do in life, or maybe give good advice. You're like a source of inspiration to people. So very, very topsy-turvy reading. But now we're going to give you a bonus oracle card to cheer you up. And by cheer you up, I just mean bonus, cherry on top, fortune cookie, what have you. We got Pentacle, which means fortune. Could mean physical fortune and wealth, or it could mean fortune of family and friends and hobbies, or the fortune of your hard work paying off and doing the things you want to do in life and passionate about. So that was definitely something. A lot of the major arcana cards in that one too. So I'll tell you that reading was very heavy. And Phoebe says a complete recovery. Now we shuffle and we do the next. It's almost 3 hours. I might just do one more, which gives birth to another reading, because then if I get a couple more in the queue, I can do another stream. But these are kind of exhausting and emotionally heavy. I know people will say, oh, it's not big, you're just reading and stuff. I'm like, no, this shit's pretty emotional. Pretty heavy. But I'm down for it, good or bad. It's heavy stuff. Some people may not understand that. I don't even try to explain it to people anymore. Other than sometimes you have to protect yourself, take a break, recharge. You have to be ready to do readings. And lately I just have been ready. I mean, it's more exhausting on my mouth, I think, and voice. Even with hydration and water, it's still, I'm outputting more. True, even for streaming. So yeah, even before I have to get the stream set up. So usually I set up quickly. Today I took longer to set up than I thought. So maybe like an hour before, just setting up and doing things. Thankfully, the post-care stream is just me going to the bathroom. I'll probably make burgers. It's raining a lot out there. Unless I want to get on my boots and go get the stuff to make tacos. That is also an option. But then I get wet. And I forget where the umbrellas are, but I usually wear a hoodie. Well, I already ate breakfast, so I'm happy, but I'm going to cook dinner tonight for everyone. But at the same time, it's like everyone gets back around 4 or 5, but I'm like, I don't want to cook that late. And then the smell gets in your clothing and the air, so I want to try to cook and get things done and just have it ready for people. And also then I can put it away in the refrigerator. But it's only going to be me and my sister having it. My niece doesn't eat meat. So I think this Chipotle left over from yesterday that I got her. She'll probably have that for dinner. Alright, let's pull up one more. So, 248, 45. Alrighty, this reading is going to be for Trombone Coordinator. Trombone Coordinator, I do a 5-card spread, tells a story, takes a look at you, your script, whatever you want to call it or think about. And it just tells a story, or if you're playing a game, we just see where the game goes. And I'll explain stuff on the way. Tarot cards are played normally upward, have a set of meanings. If any card is played in reverse, which looks upside down, it'll have alternate meanings. I always play the second card in reverse because that slot represents the obstacle. The first one's just about you, the opening, whatever. Just it's about you. And we get Justice, featuring the magpie. Let's pull that up. Fairness, law, true. Harmony, accountability, choices, creating a vision, making decisions, or just decisions are there. Agreements, apology, gray area, truth, the law, fairness, and, well, justice itself. So, sense of harmony, of accountability, you're not above or better than anyone else. You have a lot of choices to make, agreements going on, decisions to make, a lot of thinking. You want to be fair. You want to be true and fair to everyone. You don't want to play favorites. You don't want to do this or that. The law, you're thinking about the law, basically like rules. There's apology, so maybe you've wronged people or misjudged people, but either way, you're owning up to it. You are accepting it. You are working through it. Sort of gray area because that leaves a lot to interpretation by either you or others of what is fair, what is law, what is true. Or it could even be the agreements and disagreements, what is what. But I guess the big thing here is harmony, and you're trying to make things fair for everyone. Literally justice for all. So now we're going to get to the second card, which represents the obstacle. And this one I do play in reverse. It represents maybe something in your way, a bump in the road, being cock-blocked, difficult boss, the bridge is broken, maybe even just a warning, but something to pay attention to and see, not use against you, but maybe help you work through getting through something difficult. And that we get the 3 of Cups featuring Eurasian Griffin Vulture. And it's going to be upside down, so it's going to look like that. Let me get to 3 of Cups and we'll take a look. Cups of 3. Alrighty. Normally it means fun, achievement, and celebration, and being thankful and friendship. But in reverse, it's going to mean overindulgence, excess, selfish, withdrawn, endings, unhappiness, unappreciative, but yet also independent. So maybe you're too much in that zone of let the good times roll, and hence the overindulging. Excess, again, more just so much frivolous, superfluous things going on. Either possessions, money, spending, just too much. You're withdrawn, hence the I was gonna say independence, but you're withdrawn. You're kind of, I'll be here in the corner. I'm fine, chilling, vibing, doing my own thing. You don't need to always be surrounded by people. You can be comfy and function alone if you have to, or just maybe you're more introverted, just need more to you need to decompress more. You get overwhelmed or overstimulated, sensory overload of this too much going on and too many people. Also talks about ending, so maybe it could be a job, it could be a relationship, a friendship, maybe a task or a gig, or just something you're doing is coming to an end. Unhappiness, so maybe, and unappreciative, so maybe you're just like, you're not happy with your life choices. Maybe it's hard to see the good. You're not appreciating, or maybe people were doing false promises and you took them, for granted, or just it could be ending of a job. You're like, oh, that job sucked. It didn't pay me well. I need to move on. So either way, but you have independence. So maybe you're working a bad job or gig and you broke free from it. Maybe you got out of a toxic relationship. Maybe you even cut out the toxicity in your life from other people. It can go so many ways. So you're overindulging, but at least maybe it's a coping mechanism for the emotional roller coaster that you're on. Now we're going to get to the third card, which represents positive influences, and we're just going to take a look and see what you get. You get Four of Wands, featuring Iberian lynx. So we're still in the Wand family now. We'll check them out. Four, where are you? Four. Phoebe says pay to win. Sounds like those gotcha games. Okay, Four of Wands, joy, celebration, and harmony. Rest, peace, achievement, secure, marriage, improvement, comfort, reward. So maybe like working out your feelings, emotions, and all that, just going through that stuff now. You got in a better place. Maybe you met someone, relationship, or even just making better friends, better job, maybe something in you that sparked or inspiration. You're doing more of your hobbies and passions. But either way, time to celebrate joy, harmony. You feel safe. Everything's secure. This is fine. A lot of self-improvement and improvements around you. You have a huge sense of comfort, or others can take comfort in you, or you take comfort in others. And a reward, have a cookie, you did good. So you got yourself out of that rut. Things are looking good and forward. Just a much happier place. Phoebe says, still a cute card. Yes, it is. Got the lynx and the child, and then the butterfly. So now trombone coordinator. We're going to go to the fourth card, which is the near future, and just fast forward a bit and go bzz, and just see where you're going, how's it going, what's up. We get the Ten of Wands, represented by the bumblebee. Or some people say for funny, bumbled bee, like bumble ed. But the hardworking card. But it's also maybe warnings of you burning yourself out. The hard work, responsibilities, completion, total effort, moving forward, burden, heavy load, pressure, overworking. So you are passionate about the things you're doing, or for your job or your hobbies or whatever. You're doing it, you're taking on the world. You might be doing too much, doing more than your fair share. You're burning yourself out, but you feel pressured to complete things, or maybe because of expectations, or your job is like do this or else, or maybe a desperate situation where like I need money or something. My life is riding on this, or my well-being. So you're putting in more effort, but the problem is you're going to burn out. Nothing wrong with putting in the extra work or going 120% on things you're passionate about, things you feel strongly about, but just say, hey, you are capable. Don't burn yourself out, because once you burn yourself out, you're doing nothing. So in the end, it's like almost like if you just go on a normal pace, do a normal work amount, you might even get more done. But Yeah, when you do more now and overwork yourself, you're gonna get more done faster, but then you may get done less. You may get less done later. So you really have to balance that out. But you feel compelled to complete the things, even if you know going in knowingly that you took too much on your plate. But at least it says you are bearing fruit with your efforts. Good, hard, smart, efficient worker, but just maybe be more efficient and also don't burn yourself out. Don't let others take unfair advantage of you. Set limits for yourself, set boundaries, if you will. All right, for the fifth card, we're going to fast forward even more and go to the far future, long-term results, endgame, ending credits, final boss, challenge, ending of a story, starting of a story. And we get The Tower featuring the Fawn. Oh, I like this one. After all that journey you were through, you say you're building a stack or a tower of playing cards. Something just comes along and smacks it down. You're picking up all the pieces. But it's a very positive card. It talks about change, chaos, and awakening. Blow up who you thought you were. Time to clear things. Shock, major transformation, letting go of what binds you. Unavoidable change. Surprises, liberation, a new job, loss, even more change. So I like this. Maybe you got a new job coming up, or maybe you had to say goodbye. Maybe you rage quit, or you reevaluate your situation, or even school, or just something you're working on. You're like, I'm done. This is dumb. It's not working out. Or something organically fell into your lap out of nowhere, and you're embracing that. I also like how it says blow up who you thought you were, maybe because of all that hard work and stuff. You're basically a new person, and you're telling the world, this is me, I'm here to stay. I'm not putting on an act for anyone anymore, or being a yes man, or just like, I'm living for me. And you're embracing yourself. Maybe you learn to love yourself or accept yourself. It's time to clear things and pick up the pieces. Shock, so maybe you didn't even know you had this in you, or something about yourself that you discovered and now you're embracing. Major transformation, personal growth, internal work. Good one is here is letting go of what binds you, so maybe caring too much about external validation. It could be burdens or emotional baggage of the past, but you're like, I don't want this anymore. It's keeping me down. The ball and chain to your leg. And it's just like, I'm done with this shit. You're setting yourself free. And all along, it may have felt like others are keeping you down or oppressed, or you're like imprisoned, but in the end, you find out it was all you. And you had the strength to just let go and say goodbye or free yourself whenever you wanted. You just may not have been ready for it, but now you're like, I am ready. I'm letting go. I'm moving. I'm freeing myself. Talks about unavoidable change, so whether you're ready or not, like it or not, change is coming. And to me, that's exciting. Talks about surprises too, so even more shocking surprises are in store that maybe you didn't foresee coming or happening. Talks about liberated or liberation. You feel liberated because you're being more authentic. You purged yourself, you moved that, you set yourself free. Of course, you're going to feel liberated and reborn and fresh. And maybe potentially you got a new job or went to university again or met somebody. A new job can mean so much. It also talks about loss, so maybe you lost stuff that sparked this change, or you had to leave stuff behind, but either way, forward momentum. Change is happening. Love about it. Can't say enough good things about the tower. Phoebe says, talking about climbing the tower of change, you don't realize it, but the time you're ready. Yeah. So trombone coordinator, hope that was cool for you. Now I'm going to do a bonus oracle card for you, just to complement the reading. It's a sugar on top, cherry on top, sprinkles on a donut, fortune cookie, word of encouragement. Well, let's take a look, and we get the candle, or candles, or just candles in general, which represents hope. So you have hope in the new you have hope in stuff, you still believe in the world, which is good, your resolve isn't broken. There's still hope, and not that you're hanging on to it, but it's nice to know that there's still hope. Because when people lose hope, things get a little interesting. It's not bad to lose hope. No one's ever obligated to have hope, but it's like you naturally, organically have hope in things, or even in people, or society, or your finances, or just your well-being, or others' well-being. Just general hope and good vibes. Hoo-wee. That was something. Don't know if I should stop or keep going because I have 6 readings more. I could theoretically bang them out. Just about 3 hours in. Phoebes, tell me what to do. Should I keep going or should I just call it? And don't say whatever you think is right. I'm asking for your opinion and thoughts. You too, Gravy Train. Give me your opinion. Should I keep going or should I call it here? It has been 3 hours. I wish I could stick around, but honestly, I'm exhausted myself as I worked. Okay, one more. You got it. Phoebes, don't feel... always thank you for hanging out and chilling, but don't ever feel like obligated to hang out. If you're tired, you know, don't feel bad if you want to go and take a rest. And oh my fucking god, you technically never slept since we last chatted. Dude. Can't sleep. Not that I don't mind the company and talking, companionship, and good vibes, but hope you can get some sleep, man. I can't operate on no sleep. I don't get bitchy, because some people just get like an attitude, but I can't wait. I can't function. I'm extra tired. I'm not with it. I'm drowsy. I might be a little more irritable, but the big thing is when I don't get sleep, I just don't function. Okay, let me pull up the next. Okay, so the next reading is going to be for Super Nando 64. So Super Nando 64, I do a 5-card spread. Tells a little story, a little information about you, reads your script, see how you're doing, what's up, and we'll just go from there. And I'll explain anything on the way. So I'm using an animal deck. It's all the cards. It's a 76 card deck, a complete tarot deck. And we'll just see how it goes. Phoebe says, for me, simply, function is just simply 10%. So the first card we get is 6 of Pentacles, represented by yellow-footed rock wallabies. Very Australian. But let's go to 6 and take a look of how this story begins, or what's up with you now, what's going on with you. All right, 6 of Pentacles. Sharing the wealth, generous, giving and receiving, helping others, managing money, sharing your talents, gifts, getting paid, graceful, prosperity, promotion, adding value. So you're a very community-driven person. You've been doing good. You're managing your finances well. Maybe you come a long way. You feel the need to share some of the wealth, investing in people. Or maybe you went through struggles in your life and you remember how hard it was, and maybe the people that helped and supported you along the way. And now that you may be in a better position, maybe now you feel inspired to help others when you can. Either friends, artists, just people in a community. You feel a sense of community and you want to help. You want to nurture other people's hobbies and passions and see how they bloom. It also talks about promotion, so maybe you got a better job. Hence, you're being more charitable because you're in a better position. You feel more fueled to help others. Also adding value, and not necessarily money, but adding value to what you do yourself with the people you're helping. So you're bringing a lot to the table. And you're sharing, even if it's not with money, you could be encouragement, you could be giving people advice, you could be there for somebody, you're giving of yourself. Talks about gifts, maybe you're giving gifts, receiving gifts, people remembered you helped them out, they want to essentially repay you, but not out of obligation, but out of gratitude. And sharing talents, so maybe you're sharing your gifts with people, hobbies, passions, and skills as well. Talks about prosperity, always good, just getting by. Getting paid is an important one because you remember, if we in this society we work, we make money, we get paid. Make sure to get paid. You're not taking on bad gigs. You're not taking on crappy jobs. You're doing jobs that actually pay. So you're getting paid. Don't forget to get paid. So very awesome, positive start. Now I'm going to go to the second card in this reading, which represents the obstacle, and that's going to be played in reverse. Reverse cards have alternate meanings. Might be a warning for you. It might be, hey, things are change your ways, or maybe even just something's in your path that's preventing you from moving forward, or like a broken bridge and you need to cross the canyon or chasm or a river, what have you. And we get Page of Cups represented by a frog. And it's going to be in reverse, so let me just go to Cups and we'll take a look. Got Page. Okay. Page of Cups normally means insights, messages, and creativity and inspiration, but in reverse, it means insecure, fantasy, lazy, lack of planning, unrealistic, immature, doubtful. So maybe you got full of yourself or ahead of yourself, or maybe you were helping out others too much that it started to be detrimental to yourself and your own well being. And now it's like you feel insecure, maybe because your finances dipped a bit, or maybe so many people rely on you, expect help from you that you need to just take a break, but it's like too much and you feel burned out, maybe essentially. That's about fantasy. So maybe you were living in a fantasy world and now you're coming more to the real world and it's a little more tough or difficult, or not quite what you thought. Or maybe the real world was too much for you, or you're burned out that you just want to relax, have fun, hence you're living now in a fantasy. Talks about being lazy, but that could come from just being burned out. You feel less productive because you put in so much effort, help so many people, and it's like you can only give so much of yourself, but then you keep on giving. Maybe you weren't aware of your own limits, or maybe just even self-care or taking a time out. Talks about being unrealistic. So maybe you have expectations of yourself, or others have expectations of you, or you have expectations of others that just aren't doable, unrealistic, and now you're kind of coming to terms with that. Maybe you had a good idea, good ideas, or maybe you want to do all the things, but now you're like, oh, I can't really do all the things. I have to pick and choose, really reevaluate everything. Talks about being immature, so maybe you're pouty. Maybe you don't want to give up your ideas, but even though deep down you know it's not doable, or meant for something else, you still want to hold on to the ideas, or not, kind of like not budge. And then now it also talks about being doubtful. So maybe now you're just doubting yourself, everything you thought you trusted in the science and the process or the beliefs. But it's like almost like reevaluating your whole life. Take a big step back, see the bigger picture, re-strategize. So a little rough, but hopefully you get through that. You work it out. You find, rekindle your passions and hobbies, whatever. And then from there we get, now the third card is going to represent positive influences. And we get the King of Cups, which is represented by a raccoon. This card's really cool because, like, is he looking in a... Is he at the bottom of the lake, or is he looking into the lake with all the goldfish? I don't know, it just looks really cool. But now we'll go to King of Cups. And see what's in store. Smog raccoon is smog. All right, emotional balance, compassion, moody, generous, wealth of knowledge, good advice, good listener, confident, empowered, emboldened, embiggened. So at least with this, you got out of that rut. You kind of got back to not where you were, but in a good place again. You're more, maybe you were ignoring your emotions and feelings and all that smushy, squishy stuff, sentimental stuff, but now you've taken it more seriously. You know how to handle your own emotions better. You have more compassion for people again, but yet you're still kind of moody. But maybe because things weren't going so good, so you're more cautious and moody and more reluctant to certain things, or skeptical. But at least you have more compassion for people. You have more feelings. You maybe recognize these feelings and emotions. You see these emotions and feelings in others. Like you can read the room better. You can read people better. You see their body language, their tone of voice. You're paying more attention to stuff now. I talked about being generous once again, but this time it's more, you have a wealth of knowledge, you have give good advice, you're a good listener, so now you're being generous with your personal time, listening to people, talking to people, forging and fostering friendships and relationships with people. So this is taking a shift from money to more about your attitude and giving of yourself, like what can you do for others, how can you help others, but not with money anymore. We shift it from money. It's more like on a spiritual, emotional level now. You're a good listener, so you can actually pay attention to people better. But I don't mean just listening like, yeah, I hear you loud and clear. No, you know how to interpret people better, is what I should say. And now you also give good advice, and your advice also you interpret better for people so they can receive it better and interpret it better and clearer. Flexible being confident because you pulled yourself out of that hole and that rut. You feel like you're on top of the world. Hence, you're going to feel embiggened, empowered, and emboldened because it's a total mood and shift and atmosphere change. So now we're going to get to the fourth card and fast forward a little bit and just see where this is all going. And we get the Four of Pentacles represented by a fox. Just a generic fox, not a fennec fox, not a Arctic fox, just a fox. So that is 4. Let's go there and see what it has to say. Okay. Sorry, I need to burp 1 second. Okay, I'm back. 4 Pentacles. Saving money, security and control, ownership, solid financial situation, financial gains. Hold on to your possessions, overly cautious, inheritance, true values, not seeing things clearly, regretful of choices. Get it in writing. Careful, saving money, controlling. So it's almost like a full circle. You kind of got like your fortune back or whatever, in a better financial situation. You're more stable, but now you're remembering all the old stuff that happened. So you're almost like clinging onto your money. This is my fortune. You're more cautious. You're more insecure. Your judgment is clouded because maybe the fear of getting back to some financial trouble again or woes. Almost like Scrooge McDuck syndrome, where you don't want to spend your money. Your fortune is your status symbol. It's who you are. But it's okay to spend money and invest it. And, it's there to be used. It's not there to be hoarded. Or maybe you're just fearing that you might end up back to where you were in the second card again. And now you're seeing the true value in not only money, but in people as well. But you're being overly cautious because you don't want to just throw your money around willy-nilly, loosey-goosey. You want to probably invest your money more, be more wiser with your spending. Maybe an inheritance, maybe you got something, or maybe you'll leave something for someone. Regretful of choices, so maybe some burdens of the past are weighing you down, or even getting into a sticky situation, but at least you're back to where you kind of were, kind of new person, semi-reborn, but some old habits die hard. It talks about controlling, so that could be someone's spending, it could be your own. You're just very materialistic again, if that makes any sense. But at least you're in a better financial situation now. You have a sense of balance and security again. So now we're going to fast forward to the far future, end game, long-term results, final boss, chapter, whatever. And we get the 5 of Pentacles. Oh, wait, that's a very heavy card. And it's represented by the Munchkin cat. So here, this means lack mentality, worry, poverty, loss, difficulties, depression, no faith, health problems, cold, and alone. So it's almost made its full circle way back to the second card, because maybe this one's almost feels like a warning that if you have the Scrooge McDuck syndrome again and cling on to your money, start being very materialistic again, you're going to end up here. And while you're here, you're going to feel, obviously, the loss, which would be the loss of your finances, the poverty. Maybe you got into some financial woes, bad investments, overspent. But now you're kind of stuck in this depression, no faith. You're like literally down in the dumps. It may even be health. It says also health problems. So maybe you develop health problems that you had to dump a lot of money into fixing that left you in a worse financial situation or unable to work and create income. You have no faith in the system anymore, what to believe in, because it's like things are good, then they went down, then they went good again, then they went down again. It's like this constant roller coaster. So maybe you're just trying to find your place in the world. It talks about being cold. Now, physically cold because maybe you don't have heat in the house, but maybe cold towards people now, like, being cold towards someone. It talks about being alone, which is maybe you pushed people away, or maybe people abandon you, but regardless, you're just cold, worried, alone. But almost I feel like this card is more like what could happen, almost like you were visited by the three Christmas spirits or ghosts or whatever. So it's like almost like avoid this, or maybe this is just meant to be, and then we just go through the process again. So either way, you end up here, or it could be a warning, but it's a very cliffhanger reading because will you get through? Are you destined for this, or is this just another bump in the road? Or is this just another chapter in your life and we can't see the next chapter or next season, but it leaves off on a cliffhanger? Or it could even just simply be a huge warning of don't end up here like this. You have time to change your ways. You have time to work on things, even with things that are in or out of our control. So very interesting cliffhanger to be continued type of a thing. So let's see what the Oracle card has to say. This is a bonus card. Fortune cookie, cherry on top, little extra, pib extra, sprinkles on a donut, getting your ice cream cone dipped in like cherry. And we get Alistair Crowley. Challenges. And he's thinking, look at him. So that makes me feel a little better, but also adds to the worry of rough times are ahead, challenges are coming, but you're going to get through it and think through it and be a master thinker. You're going to re-strategize, reevaluate. Challenges are in everyone's life, but more coming your way. So that kind of adds to the cliffhanger. But in this way, the challenges feels like you're confident. You just have to think more. So it gives a more positive spin or silver lining to the incredible cliffhanger that we end the reading with. We get Alistair. Crowley. Words are proper names, man. Yeah, Super Nando 64. Hope that was cool for you. Maybe heed some warnings, take advice, work things out, but just, hey, that's how things are. At least maybe you get some insight, maybe keep some stuff in mind, or you can completely disregard this. It's up to everyone. It's someone gets something different out of these things for everyone. It's never the same. It's not linear, it's not binary. It is what it is. We all make life is what we make of it. I mean, yes, things happen to us, things in and out of our control, failure, success, everything. It just is what it is. We make reality. It's our world. Let's own it. And, let's strive for better and more. It's always cool. But, yeah. Okay, I definitely think I'm going to call it with that. I'm like, oh, there's, 1, 2, 5 more, but I'm like, I can't do more. My right piriformis is really feeling it now, which is the rotor cuff or whatever in my right butt, hip, whatever. I haven't used it in like 4 months, and now it's like agitated, and I don't. Hopefully that goes away. Really hope, because I kind of want to do things. Treat yourself to some good eats. That's debatable. I'm really torn between if I should go get the tacos or not. The taco equipment. I already have the meat. I have most of the veggies. I don't have any taco sauce. I do have the seasoning, but I like getting salsa. The tortillas. Fuck, I might even get the crunchy taco shit. I haven't had hard tacos in a while. I know my sister won't really have them. My niece won't have. Well, she might have the shells, but I'm trying to also eat better and less. But until I'm fully back to normal, I'm just eating whatever is available, what I can do. I'm not really thinking about my dietary options because I do want to get back to a certain way of eating, or healthier, if you will, or something that works for me. But that requires a little more money and effort and preparation. So it's like right now, all food is like comfort food right now. So it's also very kind of difficult. I think this is part of the game in my room, to be honest. Okay, Niv. Thank you, Gravy Train, for hanging out. I appreciate you guys hanging out. And thank you, Phoebes, for hanging, lurking, and chatting. Or everyone chatting. And you're welcome for the reading. I hope it was cool for you. And now, who can we raid? Has some options here. Who do I feel like raiding? Who haven't I raided in a while? Choices are hard. Yeah, sounds good. He hasn't been around. I mean, he's been raiding outside of my times that I can see. So maybe he got back into streaming, or maybe good vibes are happening. So we will go say hi to Carter Freak. Let me raid/raid. Carter Freak. Let us go. Thank you guys so much for chilling and hanging and taking an interest. It means a lot to me. Always fun. And we'll see you next time. Once I figure out, okay, raid now. Let's go.